All, the folks at Sundrop, from delivery drivers, warehouse staff, and the management team, work hard every day to bring you the refreshing, smooth taste of Sundrop. Sundrop, the official soft drink of Radio Free Cabarrus. Nothing like a Sundrop. No one does high school sports coverage like Mark Clemens and John Von Cannon, and it's right here on your hometown station, RadioFreeCabarrus.com.
All right, welcome to the Friday night high school football game of the week, and apologize, had some technical difficulties, call it user error here. Helps to type in the right web address. Welcome to the Battle for the Bell, as it's A.L. Brown, Kannapolis, hosting the Concord Spiders. And real quick, Soupy, as we still got about 7 minutes here before we get things kicked off. The captains are about to come off. Let's talk about the keys to this game real quick. Both teams with great offenses. Whoever wins this game gets second place in the South Piedmont Conference, and the loser falls to at least third place.
Yeah, and the thing you've got to look at tonight, the field position is going to be crucial for A.L. Brown. They need to put a lot of green between the Concord and that opposite end zone. I think they gain an advantage because of their punt game, which is really superior to that of Concord. Concord, on the other hand, has a far more explosive offense and really can put points on the board. A.L. Brown, a running game that's just as good as anybody's. Look for them to try and control the ball and keep the ball out of B.J. Beecher's hands. Okay, so the captains for the Wonders have come out, and we see them for Concord. Let's go ahead and meet them real quick. See B.J. Beecher, of course, he's the quarterback, the senior quarterback, as the fans run back onto the field as both teams ready to burst through their banners. Also see Alex Asbury down there. Elroy McCray is a captain, along with Kendall Balls for the Concord Spiders. Looking across the way as they come forward is I see Keon Johnson, who's coming back from injury. He has not played since the third game of the season, and you see how tall he is compared to the rest of the players. 6'4", 210 pounds. Khalif Phillips, both of those two players on your left, those are the Shrine Bowlers. 3 Shrine Bowlers in that group of 8 there, meeting at midfield. So some tremendous talent right at the middle of the field. J.P. Lotz, one of the do-everything players for the Wonders. He is also a captain tonight. Yeah, and that's the thing. You have stars on both these teams, and I'm talking about Saturday afternoon stars, people that are going to be playing. These players, not just the 3 Shrine Bowlers, but out of this unit, I will be surprised if there's not a large group of players that will be playing on Saturdays.
All right, we're going to step aside, take a break, and be ready with the kickoff. You've been listening to the Sundrop pregame show as you have it tuned in to Radio Free Cabarrus and HighSchoolCube.com.
No one does high school sports coverage like Mark Clemens and John Von Cannon, and it's right here on your hometown station, RadioFreeCabarrus.com.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. The new location in Concord, that's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacy's great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy.
Kick your boring lunch to the curb with Pizza Hut's unlimited lunch buffet. Dive into limitless pizzas straight from the oven and rich Toscani pastas. And don't forget the crisp salads and freshly baked desserts. Your favorites are always hot, delicious, and ready when you are. So send the cold cuts packing and head to the unlimited lunch buffet. Not valid for delivery. Dine-in or carry-out varies by location. Lunch times, prices, buffet selection, and participation may vary.
In the early 1950s, something really exciting happened right here in Concord, and it's been here ever since. It's the smooth, refreshing taste of Sundrop. Now, some of the faces have changed over the years, of course, but one thing that has not changed is the smooth citrus taste of an ice-cold Sundrop. You know something else that hasn't changed? It's Sundrop's involvement in Concord and the surrounding communities. Sundrop, hometown folks providing you with the taste you've come to enjoy for years and years and years. So next time you're grocery shopping, pick up Sundrop in your favorite flavor. After all, the folks at Sundrop, from delivery drivers, warehouse staff, and the management team, work hard every day to bring you the refreshing, smooth taste of Sundrop. Sundrop, the official soft drink of Radio Free Cabarrus. Nothing like a Sundrop.
And And ready to get this one underway, the bell game between A.L. Brown, the Wonders, as Concord set to kick it off. They'll be receiving Kannapolis in their home whites with the green trim, Concord in their home black and golds. And this place is packed to the gills here at Robert C. Bailey Stadium. Battle for second place, the first time in probably forever that we can say that when the two teams have been in the same conference. There have been a few years when they were in a different conference, different classifications, and that will start again next year as the Wonders move up to 4A. The Concord team remains in 3A, but for one more time, these two rivals will battle it out for position in the conference and some momentum going into the playoffs.
Well, now Concord's kicking off, and this has been an adventure for Concord all year. You hope he can get it deep and keep it in the middle of the field.
Drew Aranella set to do the kickoff. He approaches the ball and does kick it deep and keeps it toward the middle of the field. Drives her return man back to the 6. That's Pinkston back there. Gets hit, twisted around, falls forward, and gets stopped at the 25-yard line. Carrying that play was Robert Pinkston, and that's where the Wonders will set up shop 1st and 10 at about their 25-yard line.
Well, for Concord, this is good field position because the last few weeks, everything's, coming out on the 35 or they pooch kick or done various things. Making A.L. Brown start on 25, that's a win for Concord on that kickoff team.
Andrew Ramirez is the quarterback. Came up from JV from a year ago. Had that great team. He's a junior, 6 foot, 185 pounds. Going with a double wing and only one receiver. Cheryl's a fullback, but they'll give it off to Khalif Phillips, the strong bowler, rushing out to the left. And Settergren brings him down in the backfield for about a 4-yard loss. Logan Settergren.
Well, from what we've seen over the last two weeks, I do believe that this Concord defense is a little quicker than the Spider offense. We saw Hickory Ridge, and they were very small, but they really did a good job of shutting down the Spider offense or the Brown offense when they had to.
2nd and 14, back to their own 21-yard line. This time 2 receivers, one each way. And Cheryl's the running back right behind Ramirez. Ramirez looking left all the way. Short pass, complete out to Johnson. He'll get the lost charge back and twist and stumbles forward. Let's see where they mark it out of bounds across the way. Near the 30, it appears. So about almost a 10-yard pickup to make it a doable 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's what they had to do. They hit Johnson out in the flat. Concord, the thing with Johnson is he's not only big and tall, he's got a lot of speed. They've got to give him a cushion, so he's going to have an opportunity to run after the catch.
3rd and 4 from their own 31. Run to the left is Phillips, and he gets spun around, and no gain across the way. Ryan Gibson, along with his Xavier Thompson. Maybe Phillips picks up a yard, but those 2 plays to the left, Concord was wise to, and it's 4th down.
Well, now that defense just showed what we were talking about. Their speed, Brown is not able to get outside on them. Now the punt becomes a big play. A.L. Brown needs a great punting from their 32-yard line.
It's a good snap and no rush, and it's a line drive, but particularly deep kick, but it'll fall short of the return man. Takes just a slight wonder bounce and rolls to 33-yard line. Xavier Thompson was back for Concord, and now the Spiders take over possession. 1st down with a little bit better field position.
Yeah, and that was a surprise because he hasn't been punting like that. He gave Concord this is good field position for Concord. Anything ahead of the 30 for them with their explosive offense is good. I'm anxious to see, do they throw or do they really try to get Reed into the game early here?
2 receivers either way, single back as Rocky Reed stands behind B.J. Beecher, the senior. Beecher calling out instructions. It's a 3-man line. And they'll give it all to Reed. Reed charging forward and then gets taken down from behind. Maybe a 2-yard pickup for Rocky Reed. Charging in from behind for the Wonders is Shaquille Gore, the 5'10" senior.
Well, that time the defensive line of A.L. Brown did a great job of nullifying that offensive line. They basically stuffed them and were able to hold Reed to just a 2-yard gain. So that makes it 2nd and 8 right now.
2 minutes into the game, no scores of yet. Concord's first possession. Green across the way and black and gold here on our side as Beecher goes to the gun. Twins either way. Beecher with a long count. 3-man rush. Here it comes. Fakes the handoff. Beecher short roll to right. Gives out to Reed. Reed makes 1-man miss, but the recovery comes, and he'll get about 3 yards off the short pass. It was a dump pass off to Reed and makes it about a 3rd and 5.
Well, A.L. Brown had really good coverage that time. I was watching to see how they were playing Asbury. They're playing, when they go twins, they're going just safety corner, and that's all that's covering them out there. And that's what the scouts are looking for right now up on top. They're looking to see who's covering their most dangerous pass receiver.
3rd and 5. Looks like they were only rushing 3 as well.
Well, they ran a linebacker in, too. They brought him in late on a late stunt right there. But now they're definitely in a 3-man front.
Sneaking up one guy there. Beecher in the gun. Now another. Faking blitz, high snap, quick throw over the middle. Oh, too far in front. Intended for Parker Swearengin, who had broken open at midfield, but Beecher couldn't get to him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Swearengin hadn't turned his head quite. It looked like he should have caught that ball. Beecher threw it on a rope, though, and that was a bullet. Now Concord's forced to punt.
Amanda goes back. Or Alex Maganda, we should say. So each team's gone 3 and out to start. The Wonders lining up 9 along that right at the line. Oh, high snap, but gets back to him high.
Good punt.
Haynes up there, but a little bit of room for the return man. It's Pinkston. He's at his 30. Spins around, now brought down nicely at about the 33-yard line. So the Wonders will set up shop there and charging down in good shape. Number 45, Tucker Wall, making the hit on special teams.
Well, that time, we've been talking about the weakness. That was a really fine punt right there. He got him. They've got him inside the 35-yard line. Nothing wrong with that right there. So now defensively, they better focus on the running game right now. I really believe A.L. Brown's going to try and do something with their running game.
And doing a little shift in there, setting up to the right side, another wing, single back and far back this time. And coming up on a handoff across the right is Pinkston. Crosses the 35 and run out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So Pinkston was coming parallel to the line, almost like a jet sweep, and gets about 6 yards out that way.
Yeah, that sweep. And the thing I like, when Pinkston got to the defensive back, he just dropped his shoulder and helmet and said, if you're going to tackle me, it's going to hurt. And great effort on his part.
Pinkston, not exactly a big guy, 5'7", 150 pounds, but really laid a lick on the would-be tackler. 2nd and 4, out of the offset I, give it off to Phillips. Phillips with some running rooms, gets tackled hard by Ryan Gibson, but Phillips keeps his feet and charges forward for the first down out to about their own 44-yard line. So it's about 6-yard pickup for, again, one of 3 Shrine Bowlers on the field tonight.
They're going to measure, oh no, it is a prize. I was going to say, I didn't see any reason to measure that one.
Yeah.
And this is what Concord's got to stop. They've got to stop the A.L. Brown running game because it will grind out yardage.
And the Wonders coming out with a slightly different look each time. A deep running back there. That's Phillips. Man in motion to the left side. Tosses it out that way. Here comes Phillips and has some running room, crosses midfield, and will have another first down if it's spotted well right about the Concord 45-yard line. Yep, a first down for the Wonders.
On the other side of the chain.
11-yard pickup for Khalif Phillips, who also missed a stretch of games this year. Him and Keon Johnson, the 2 Shrine Bowlers, missed multiple games this year.
And this is the thing that, we talked about early in the game, that Concord has to stop this rushing offense.
Moves the stitch down to the Spider 45-yard line. Offset I to the left. Ramirez dropping back. He's going to lob it out that way. Going for Keon Johnson, and off of his fingertips. Pretty good defense that time by Xavier Thompson, giving up a lot of height that way, and still forced Johnson to make a tough try for it.
Yeah, actually the pass was pretty well thought. I thought for a minute it was going to be short and might be intercepted, but he put it where only Johnson could catch it. But just a great defensive effort right there.
That'll make it 2nd and 10, and the play was all the way to Johnson. Both backs were kept in for protection. So let's see. Looks like they're bringing in Khalif Phillips as a Wildcat quarterback. And clock's running down here. They better get their play from the side.
Have to call timeout.
Yeah, and they will. So we'll go ahead and they just do get in the timeout. So first timeout for the Wonders. We're taking one ourselves. No score early in this game between the Wonders and also the Concord Spiders.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. Fast, friendly, affordable. It's got all the modern conveniences, and they have free delivery. That's Cannon Pharmacy. You can go on the internet, cannonpharmacies.com. 6 great locations to serve you. 2 in Kannapolis, the new location in Concord. That's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacies. Great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy.
Cha-ching!
ring. Be the next winner at Lucky Dog Sweepstakes and Consignments in Concord. State-of-the-art facility, 365 Union Cemetery Road in Concord. You can play games like multi-line and single-line slots, card games, kenos, and more, all online. Again, that's Lucky Dog Sweepstakes. They're open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday open to midnight, and on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. LuckyDogSweepstakes.com on the internet, or you can call 704-793-9791. You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
Khalif Phillips hands it off to Ricky Sherrill for his first carry of the game, and he carries it close to another first down, spins right to the 35-yard line.
Well, it started off to the right, and he read an opening to the left and just pulled the ball back and took it for another first down. That backside pursuit, they've got to squeeze those gaps right then. They didn't do it. They stayed out wide, and I'm not sure why. They may have thought of maybe a sweep was coming, but he was able to slide through for a good gain.
Phillips remains in there with Sherrill next to him in this Wildcat formation. It's a shotgun. First and 10 at the Concord 35-yard line. Phillips is going to keep it himself, goes to the right side, gets hit as he crosses the 35, hit from behind by Posey, and maybe about a 2-yard pickup. Want to say thank you to Wade, our cameraman tonight. He'll be responsible for what you see once the broadcast ends, so we thank him for his help.
Yeah, that time they actually used the Wildcat. Now they're bringing
Ramirez
back in the game.
So what about 3 play? Oh, no, they're keeping Phillips back in there.
Phillips and Ramirez.
Okay, that's interesting. So Phillips is lined up in the shotgun. Sherrill's next to him. 2nd and 7. Oh, early movement, but the tight end on the left side moved just a half a beat ahead of everybody else, and they'll make 2nd and 7, 2nd and 12.
Right, and that's just one of those things you really want to get off the ball and hit your man. The one thing that so far in this series, the offensive line from A.L. Brown is beating the defensive line and the linebackers from Concord. They're having to be stopped with either backside pursuit linebackers or defensive backs, and you don't want that when you're trying to stop the running game.
No scored yet. The Wonders on the move, though, with their second drive. Phillips remaining in as that Wildcat quarterback. 2nd and 12 at the Concord 37-yard line. Unbalanced line to the right, but they go left. Phillips keeping himself and then gets hit. Elroy McCray, and then also it was Elroy McCray making the hit. I thought I saw Jerry Burke in there as well, who we mentioned a lot. And then Phillips thrown, what about a yard loss?
Yeah, and really just good. That's the first time they really got out there on that sweep since the first series and did a good job of shutting him down. Now it's a 3rd and long.
And Ramirez is now checking back into that offensive huddle. 3rd and 13 at the Concord 38-yard line. Now we see if they pick up enough to make it a doable 4th down. In the gun, Ramirez. 2 receivers right. He's thinking, he faked right now. He lobs out to the left. It's a duck and going up and battling for it, and everybody misses their jump. A late flag's going to be thrown. Now, who's it going to be thrown against, though?
I think it's going to be on Concord. It looked like he got there a little bit quick.
Wow, that'd be a tough break over there. Right. Those lob passes, I mean, everybody missed. I don't think anybody could find the ball.
No, and the thing is, when they went up, the ball was in the air, and the Concord man, there was one man in good position, but the other man was behind him and came through him before the ball got to him, and that was a good call on the officials' part.
All right, so that'll be an automatic first down, a 15-yard penalty down to the Concord 22-yard line. It was lobbed. He faked the short pass to the right. And then lobbed it out to the right.
Yeah, it wasn't a well-thrown ball at all. I believe if they just held their position, they would have at least knocked it down. They might have intercepted it. 1st and 10 at the Concord. We'll say 23 now. Ramirez dropping back. Short pass to the left. If that had been a well-thrown ball, Xavier Thompson would have been going the other way. As it was thrown well in front of the intended receiver and incomplete. Yeah, he tried to get it to Johnson, and he threw it up. If he throws that ball a little lower, it's going back, too. So he's trying to thread the needle a little bit and missed everybody, fortunately for him, for Ramirez. 2nd and 10, still no score. The Wonders, with that pass interference penalty, have moved it deep into Concord territory. Now a tight formation, double wing, Sherrill right behind Ramirez. Problems with the snap, and they fall on it, and Concord has it.
So what hurt Concord a week ago now bites the Wonders, the first turnover of the game, Soupy.
Yeah, and he just lost the ball coming out trying to make a handoff. It wasn't really anybody got hit or anything. The ball just fell. Concord was right there on top of it. That's a big break after that interference call.
It's kind of interesting. The weather has been so good this year, yet last week we had 2 times that Beecher had problems with the exchange and lost it twice, and now early in this game, a problem for Ramirez hanging on to that ball.
Now let's see if Concord comes out and decides to throw, or they're going to try and get Reed involved here.
Well, they're going single back and only one receiver. Beecher under center. And stretch play comes out to Reed. Reed being strung out, gets a good block there, 20, 25, and gets knocked out of bounds. Good hustle that time. We'll give credit to Davion Perry, who hustles Reed out of bounds and runs a long way, but only gets about 2 yards out that side.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. They're looking for Reed on that outside sweep, and the linebackers, what they're doing is they're letting their corners and their inside linebacker take Reed, but they're bringing their backside linebacker. As soon as they go away, he's ready for Reed on the cutback, and that's just watching film. You pick those tendencies up.
2nd and 8, just across the 25-yard line. Receivers either way. Reed still back there. He missed a game with an injury. Delayed handoff goes out to the left side, but immediately swarmed under and held to no gain. Initially had some room, but great pursuit that time by the Wonders. Making the hit for Kannapolis that time was Kenan Jones, and we'll also give credit to 55 Carell Williamson.
Well, the one thing they're doing, they're not really trying to penetrate deep, and that's what's causing Concord problems. They're letting that offense come to them about 2 yards deep in the backfield, and it's really causing Reed and Beecher a lot of trouble.
3rd and 8, need to get out just across the 33-yard line at the 25 now. Beecher in the gun will send trips to the right. 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Beecher with the long count. Faking blitz. Here they come. Beecher wants to go deep over the middle. Wide open is Swearingen. Swearingen tackled at actually it's going to be called by a new player in there. That's going to be Carter Munzingo. First catch, I think, of his career. And it's a big one for a first down.
Well, they had double coverage over on Asbury. They had single coverage on the outside on the trips over on the other side. And so when he slanted in, the secondary just totally got confused. Great play and a perfect pass. Good catch.
Carter Mazingo, he's one of the freshmen that have been brought up, a very talented freshman team. 1st and 10, big play. Here comes the handoff to Reed. Reed with some running room this time. Barrels inside the 35 down to the 31-yard line. That big play seems to have given Concord maybe a little momentum. 13-yard pickup for the sophomore.
And that's what, when you start completing those big across the middle passes, then you start backing everybody off, including the linebackers. And they were making great stops on Reed. Now they've got to be conscious.
Checking in as Jordan Kaiser made that big touchdown reception against Monroe earlier in the year. And emptying out 5 receivers to the right. Beecher by himself behind the line. Going through quickly out to Asbury. Asbury with some running room inside the 30, 25, 20, and taken down finally across the way at the 15-yard line. Just set up a wall with those 4 receivers blocking for Asbury.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great call. I mean, you can know it's coming, but if you don't get somebody in there to intercept the ball, you got 4 blockers in the face of 4 defenders. And blockers, one of the things we've talked about all year, these Concord receivers really block well out there on the perimeter.
16-yard pickup in the first catch of the night. 3 receptions thrown by Beecher to 3 different receivers. 1st and 10 at the Wonder 15-yard line. Concord with the deepest penetration, taking advantage of the Wonder fumble. Under center is Reed behind him. Handoff comes to Reed to the left side. Beecher keeps it, and he's going to run it across the way. Rare run for Beecher, and it was a bootleg, and gets about 2 yards to the far side.
Beecher's smart. One thing about both these quarterbacks, neither one of them is real mobile. And so, therefore, if you can make Beecher run, you're going to be able to get to him. And so he ran that time. He took what they gave him. But it was a great fake. It lost us for a second here on that play.
Yeah, that's unusual. And another little wrinkle here, Soupy. Rocky Reed's bringing in the play. He's the one that ran to the side and got it from the coaching staff. You usually see Beecher make that long run.
Right.
2nd and 7. Now Beecher is in the gun. Trips to the left. Single receiver right is Asbury. Again, a long count. Here come the Wonders, though. Beecher, they pick it up. He steps up, sends over the middle, and it is, let's see the indication. If it's complete, nope, it's incomplete. It would have been inside the 5, but thrown into traffic intended for Swearingen. So it will remain third down.
I'm anxious to see if this becomes 4-down territory or Concord goes ahead and kicks the field goal. If they were to kick a field goal from here right now, it's going to be about a 30-yard field goal.
Which is doable for most high school teams.
Right.
Ticking down, 2:15. Stop clock following the incompletion. Key third down here. Beecher in the gun. Asbury far to the left. One of two receivers out that way. Heilig out to the right. Now coming in is Mozingo. Oh, hard rush as lobbed out to the left, and Reed misses it. I don't think he would have gotten it very far, but late flag as Beecher was hit late. So that's going to be a rough in the quarterback. The Wonders had a two-man blitz come in, and one guy got there late. I'm
wondering if it's going to be that because the official that called it,
that was on the,
normally the referee makes that call. That was a judge's call.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Dead ball.
And personal foul against the Wonders. Something said after Reed dropped that ball, perhaps?
Yeah, or somebody maybe hit him after, it was clearly he didn't have the ball.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because I'm real surprised because
that looked pretty normal out there, what happened with Reed.
And the referee makes that call. He's behind the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't make the call. So whatever it is, if you're from Concord, you're a happy person right now.
So they'll march it down to about inside the 7-yard line. That is an automatic first down. 2:11 to go in the first quarter. First and goal to go for Concord. As need to get those sticks reset there. Oh, no, they're keeping it, and the officials now are going to grant a timeout. Looks like to Kannapolis. Let's keep it. Second timeout has been given over to Kannapolis. They didn't change the. That's kind of interesting because that should be an automatic foul. Yeah. That should be an automatic first down, though, with a personal foul. In any case, let's go to mention real quick.
Glenn Padgett wants to know what's going on. One of the referees walking over to him.
But every time I've seen a personal foul, it's always.
I've never seen a non-first down personal foul.
Yeah, I mean it's half the distance and should be first and goal from inside the 7 there. So, and officials are talking it over.
That's not a good sign for Glenn Padgett because the referee's coming out to talk to him.
So we're watching it as the Wonders called timeout number 2 very early here in this first half. Not even 10 minutes gone by. No score as of yet. One of your favorite times, Soupy, coming up, and the Southern Christmas Show.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you got a lot of friends who like to go to that, and we certainly encourage you to go out starting that Thursday. It's a little over a week away, a week after Halloween, and it's down at what used to be the Charlotte Merchandise Mart, and that is the park there off Independence Boulevard and Briar Creek Road. So get in there early and enjoy. I know the weather doesn't say it, but we're supposed to get a cool spell this weekend, Soupy, and it'll feel like Christmas, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Once we get this, what's it called, Frankenstorm pass?
Frankenstorm is coming, yeah.
All right.
Well, they kept it the same. They must have called a personal foul.
It was a dead ball foul.
It was a dead ball foul, so evidently that's not an automatic first down. I just learned something tonight.
4th and a short 2. I still wonder about that. In any case, for Concord at the Wonders 6-yard line, they need to get to the 4. Beecher, he's going to throw it. Throws over the middle. Touchdown, Asbury. 6-yard touchdown pass from Beecher to Alex Asbury as just a slant route, Soupy, and he had great position.
Got a flag in the end zone.
Back of the end zone, so let's see how this is marked off.
Well, I think it's going to be dead ball. It came after he made.
Oh, well after the pass.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Asbury must have done or said something.
Celebrated or said something, so that'll be 15 yards backed up on the kickoff, which they're going to do it on the extra point. So that'll make what is usually a 20-yard extra point a 35-yard extra point, which could be important. We'll see how they handle it. Will be assessed on the kickoff. So that will hurt field position for Concord, but for B.J. Beecher, having a great year, double-checking his stats. That is his 33rd touchdown pass of the year, and Asbury 11 touchdown catches. The swinging gate comes shut for Concord. Alex Maganda will try to tack on point number 7 here.
Yeah, that was a gamble.
Oh, low snap, gets it away, gets it long enough, and squeezes it through. Good job by Graham Pruitt to give his kicker a chance. That's the holder. 7-0 in favor of Concord, listening to Radio Free Cabarrus and also highschoolcube.com.
Read all about it in the Independent Tribune. That's your hometown newspaper. The Independent Tribune, independenttribune.com, features local news, features, and everything you want to know about Cabarrus County and Southern Rowan County. And, of course, they're published on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The unifying voice of Greater Cabarrus County is the Independent Tribune. Of course, lots of special features online at the Independent Tribune, including some video from time to time. To subscribe, call 704-789-9162.
More than 50 years, Troutman Barbecue has been a place to get something good to eat in Concord. Delicious barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs, and home-cooked meals right away. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Troutman Barbecue, and 2 great locations to serve you. Church Street, right across from the old creamery, and Warren C. Coleman Boulevard near the intersection of Highway 49 and 601. Good Troutman's Barbecue. A way to go, a place to live and food to eat. Troutman Motors, Troutman Homes, and Troutman Barbecue in Concord. You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
So Drew Arenella set to kick it off
from the 25-yard line. That is a painful penalty right there.
That's about almost as bad as a safety position there.
Right.
So let's see if Arenellas can air it out with 2:08 to go in the first quarter. Oh, he's just going squib straight.
That's a good idea.
Takes a couple bounces. Oh, gets behind the wonder return man, Cheryl, but Cleve Phillips somehow comes up with it. Cheryl in trouble and gets stripped up and brought down. What a great play.
19-yard line.
Wilkerson, Jamarcus Wilkerson, and that's as good or better than if they were kicking from the 40. Cleve Phillips just indecisive, and we're trying to find a hole there. It bounced between him and Cheryl. Phillips went back to grab it and was in trouble from the get-go.
And you know, that's 2 major plays right now that have happened. That Concord really has lived good. You might think the football guards are on Concord side tonight.
Both the Wonders and the Spiders have reason to think that the football gods may not be in their favor after the past couple of weeks. Cheryl with a quick handoff and gets met immediately by Logan Stedegren and Elroy McCrae. Cheryl going nowhere, as particularly McCrae there in the middle of that defense doing a nice job. We'll also give credit to number 23, Quay Grissom, who's been getting some playing time on defense lately.
Well, you've got to give that kickoff coverage team really a lot of credit, because momentum could easily have changed with a real good kickoff return. But they did a great job of getting down there. The kick was perfect. You know you can't reach the end zone. If you kick it normally high way, they're going to catch the ball on the 20.
Jamarcus Wilkerson was the man who made the tackle on special teams. He's a cornerback on defense. Flag thrown as the ball is snapped, and
looks like somebody may have jumped. Procedure
penalty appears to be coming the Wonders' way, and that's the case. So 2nd and 10 becomes 2nd and 15. So back to their 15-yard line.
And if you're Alex Asbury, you go to every member of that kickoff coverage team and you thank them.
You thank him, said, you covered up for me. Yeah, I made a bad play, and
and that's exactly what happened. Great job on part of that coverage team.
Ramirez under center, Cheryl right behind him. Ramirez dropping back. He lobs it out to the left, and caught by Phillips, and somehow keeps his feet and gets the first down. Attempted the tackle was Xavier Thompson against Phillips. He missed it, and along the Concord side, Phillips rumbles for a first down.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive back was in perfect position. The difference was he waited for the football. The A.L. Brown Wonders receiver went over and made the catch. He had an interception all the way.
Khalif Phillips comes up with it and gets a big first down. They needed that one. And the Wonders going no huddle. Handoff comes to the left of Phillips. He's being pursued by Scott. Phillips, though, gets field. He'll have a first down and into the clear across the 50 to the 40 and runs himself out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Big run for Khalif Phillips just when he felt some momentum was swinging Concord's way, and he gets a big play downfield.
Yep.
29-yard run for Phillips.
And every man on that corner over there was blocked. That's why he was able to get that yardage. Every man, A.L. Brown does a great job of blocking that perimeter.
Dropping back. Oh, no. Handoff. And it's going to be a big loss. What was 1st and 10 of the Concord 39 is backed up to the 45. Pinston on the attempted end around. And Pinston was slow getting up and was a little wobbly, but it'll be 2nd and 16.
They were lucky they didn't get head-to-head contact there, because it looked to me that's why it was a little wobbly. That the tackler led with his head. which is never a good thing. But then again, if a back drops his head, that's something else.
See if the Wonders, they do have to run one more play. The play clock is just behind the game clock. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Concord's up 7-0. It's 2nd and 15 for the Wonders at the Concord 44. Line comes set. Phillips comes to the middle of the formation. They'll get the handoff to Sherrill, though. Sherrill gets about 3 yards, and he'll make it 3rd and long. But that will be once the quarter break is done, as Concord gets a touchdown in the first quarter, and they lead this one 7-0 as you have it tuned in to Radio Free Cabarrus and also highschoolcube.com.
Cabarrus County is a great place to live and work and boasts so many wonderful attributes, and that's where the focus is for Cabarrus Living Magazine, a full-color publication right here in Cabarrus County. You can read about people, places, and events that make Cabarrus County such a great place. Cabarrus Living is published every other month, and you can look for your copy at many locations across the community or simply log on CabarrusLivingMagazine.com. You can see the current issue. You can see past issues. That's Cabarrus Living Magazine. Check it out. We believe you'll enjoy it.
Kick your boring lunch to the curb with Pizza Hut's unlimited lunch buffet. Dive into limitless pizzas straight from the oven and rich Toscani pastas. And don't forget the crisp salads and freshly baked desserts. Your favorites are always hot, delicious, and ready when you are. So send the cold cuts packing and head to the unlimited lunch buffet. Not valid for delivery. Dine-in or carry-out varies by location. Lunch times, prices, buffet selection, and participation may vary.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
Second quarter action set to get underway. The Wonders facing a key third. We'll call it 14. They need to get to the Concord 29-yard line. Concord up 7-0. Ramirez in the guns going to lob it out to the left and well too far in front of everybody. It was intended for Keon Johnson, but Wilkerson had a better beat on it, and it's incomplete.
Well, he threw to a spot, and the spot was way beyond the angle that Johnson took. Actually, the Concord receiver was closer than Johnson was to the ball, but that's a great stop by the defense.
The Wonders do change field position, though, and set to do the kicking here. Malik Myers. Oh, it's a low snap. He comes up with it, though, and no rush, and kicks it deep. It's going to bounce to the 10. And it's just going to roll inside the 5 and dive right there at about the 4-yard line. So Concord takes over deep in their territory. The deepest that either team's had to start. You just let it sit at the 10, and Asbury wasn't able to get to it.
No, and I'll guarantee if Asbury couldn't get to it, not many people can, because he's a real aggressive. But the ball was badly punted. It was end over end. It was wobbling. You didn't know which way it was going. So, and Asbury made the smart choice. You don't want to put a fumble down there. Your offense has been working, so give them a chance to get out. And Asbury is one of the main people that'll take that chance.
Matt Brown, actually, the punter on that. 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. Concord up by a touchdown, but 96 yards away from another one. Hands it off to Reed, coming up the left side. Reed with a big hole, 15, crosses the 20, still on his feet, and bowls over a man down to the 29-yard line and doing his Hulk Hogan impersonation, I guess.
Yeah.
A 25-yard run for Rocky Reed.
I'll tell you what, he'd bust loose. I think he's better, don't you?
Right now, and sometimes you just need a good lick.
Yep.
And poor number 7, that was Johnny Delahousse, was in Rocky Reed's way, and he got knocked over.
And that's the thing A.L. Brown can't afford. You can't let Concord run dives on you. I mean, they're going to throw, they're going to sweep, but you can't let them run that hard dive. 1st and 10 out the 29. Beecher back to the gun. Just starting the second quarter. Concord up 7-0. Looking left. Zips it over there as a flag thrown. Called as getting in there is that Asbury. Asbury inside the 40 to the 30. Makes 2 men miss. Dragging tacklers down to the 20. There's a late flag, though. Yeah, they're pointing at the flag, so.
Back at the 28-yard line. So let's hold everything. Beecher staying back there. But they seem to act like it's against the Wonders right now. As holding everything. It'd be spotted at the Wonder 22-yard line. The flag is being picked up, it appears like. So, a face mask, and it'll be added to the end of the run. So, what was already a bad play for the Wonders gets worse. So that ends up being a 50-yard pickup to the 22. Add 11 more yards into that.
And that's what we're talking about. They're using double coverage on Asbury, and they're not, and it's not working right now.
Oh, it's a 5 yard, excuse me, a 5 yard
face mask
incidental, as they call it, face mask. So just down to the 18-yard line. Just over a minute gone by, but that has turned around field position in a big way. Yeah. A run by Reed and just a quick hitch, or just a quick slant route to Asbury and hit him in stride. Beecher in the gun. Now late handoff to Reed, but he's hitting the backfield and dropped.
Defensive end came in, didn't let anybody fake him out, went right to Reed, tripped him up.
Tim Gallen comes in, and he's the one player that we did mention quite a bit against Hickory Ridge, making some good plays, and he drops Reed for about a 5-yard loss there. 2nd and 15. That's where.
But the thing is, this offense is so explosive. You can make one great play on them and then turn right around, and they'll pick up a lot. I look for Beecher to throw the ball here. It surprised me if he doesn't. Probably to the flat.
3 receivers left, but we got Asbury, and they're playing tight on him on the right side.
Oh, yeah.
So now they're looking that way, maybe, but they got a safety trying to play over top of them to that side. As they give it off to Reed. Reed gets inside the 20 and just lowers his head. Goes down to the 15. Carries a host of would-be tackler. We'll give credit to number 7, Johnny Delahousse, who's really getting to know number 10 very well. But, my goodness, Reed just moved that pile in a big way. And where did they spot the ball? Okay, they do get it to almost the 15-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down and about 8.
We'll move the ball down near the 15.
So it gets the lost yardage back, plus about 3 more. Down to it is the 16-yard line. 3rd and 7. Need to get to the 9. Or across the 9-yard line.
Okay, they're putting single coverage on Asbury now. They do have a deep free safety.
Beecher in a short gun. Reed next to him. Beecher over the middle, wide open and miss. Oh, Swearingen. The ball was thrown slightly behind him, and Swearingen had to turn around and just could not hang on to it. He had broken free and probably would have gone in for a touchdown.
They're going to kick the field goal.
All right. And we'll see where they spot it. 16, so it's a 33-yard field goal, and it is from the right hash. So Alice Maganda here with 9:05 to go in the second quarter. And then Maganda would love to get this one. And Fred Murray, the special teams coach.
Snap it.
Oh, low snap and problems with it. Maganda's going to try to run and fumbles it. Doesn't really matter, though. And the Wonders recover, and that's where they'll end up with it. And in a strange way, that ends up working well for Concord because – and now Glenn Padgett's coming out.
And there was a man still on the field.
So
they had a man on the field that was not even to the hash when the ball was snapped.
So too many men on the field for?
Yeah, but they're not going to call it.
Wow.
And there's no excuse for that. The official's standing right there watching him.
So they had
I mean, I don't get on officials much, and I'm very neutral when it comes to these games, but that was terrible.
So getting away, kind of reminiscent of what happened to the Panthers a week ago. It was a low snap, and Pruitt
did all he could. Well, the good thing is, though, they've got Brown in really bad field position, so Glenn Padgett wants an explanation.
It's like, weren't you counting the guys on the field who hadn't gotten off yet? I mean, that's why they quit. One reason I'm sure they quit snapped it to give themselves that opportunity. So technically, that goes down as a turnover for Concord with the fumble, but in essence, it's a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for the Wonders after a break. Sherrill right behind him. They're at their own 13. Coming on the end around. Oh, nope. Ramirez is going to keep it. Lobs it out there. And, coming back and tipping it away at the last minute. Good job by Ryan Gibson as Kingston has slipped behind the defense and really gets him mad at himself for not turning around and intercepting it.
Yeah, he could have had that interception very easily. And the thing is, when you throw down there on 1st down, now you're in a situation where you've got to do something to get some yardage. It's not that you even want to score a touchdown, but you want to get at least 1 or 2 1st downs to get out of this area.
2nd and 10 for the Wonders, still at their own 13-yard line. They've got the 2 big playmakers in there. Johnson lines up to the far side. Ramirez in the short gun. Pinston comes across the formation. Low snap. They just do get off to Pinston running to the far side, being strung out there, and does get some yardage. Xavier Bell, the last man to hustle him out of bounds, and at the last moment, Pinston was able to turn up field for about 5-6 yards.
Yeah, now comes a big play. This is one of the big plays in the first half right here. 3rd down if they get stopped here, Concord's going to get the ball back in decent field position. If they get the first down, then they've done what they had to do.
Bring up a 3rd and 4.
Coming under center is Ramirez. 3rd and 5 at their own 19-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 4. They need to get across the 23. Ramirez dropping back, whips it out to the right side. High pass, but is caught by Johnson. Thompson brings him down. Johnson across for the first down. And he was called inbounds.
No,
incomplete. Oh, he was out of bounds. Excuse me.
Came down out of bounds. Great for Concord, right?
Yeah, so old days that might have been a force out, but that's no longer the rule. And
From the 19.
And Asbury is returning.
Asbury back at his own 40-yard line. Brown is back to kick it away, to punt it away. He's standing right at his 5 with 6:39 to go in this second quarter. Concord, so far a defensive struggle. 7-0 they lead. It's a good snap this time, no rush.
Nice punt.
Asbury, they're right at midfield and gets tripped up. Good job that time by number 2 for the Wonders. That's Davian Perry before Asbury could get up to full speed, but Concord in very good field position.
Well, they use NFL-style gunners, and Concord did not cover the gunners at all, and they let him get down there on the punt return. Thing is, if Asbury gets by him, that could have been a Katie bar the door.
Asbury really, he did a nice job of coming up to that ball and still having some room to make a play. Concord 1st and 10 at the Wonder 45-yard line. Beecher will go to the gun. Sends twins either way.
And they're double covering the twins on both sides.
Beecher now steps up under center for a moment, gets some instructions. 4 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2, and they get it away. Give it off to Reed. Reed with the hole to the right side. Gets inside the 40. That's a nice move to get around the hole, open it up, and gets it down to about the 38-yard line. So, Rocky Reed, the primary running back, we haven't seen canceled tonight yet.
No. Well, the thing about that play is when they went double twins to each side, everything loosened up, and so they had their down 3 and their linebackers trying to stop Reed, and he's going to get yardage when that's the situation.
8-yard gain down to the Wonder 37-yard line. Ticking down under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Same formation.
Right in the middle of the field. 2nd and a long 2, just shy of the 37. Wonders trying to sneak up some people, change things up. They give it off to Reed again. Reed gets hit immediately, falls forward, and
he may have got the first down. It depends on where he laid the ball down.
Let's see how they spot it. Looks like he was going to be thrown for no gain.
If they leave it where it is, it's going to be 4th down or 3rd down and real short.
Yeah, he gets a good solid yard there. Wonders got good penetration, Soupy. They were trying to sneak up a linebacker from the middle and change up the blocking schemes.
Now, last week we saw we saw a lot of quarterback sneaks with Beecher. Let's see what they do against this defense. Still a 3-man front.
Beecher, though, goes under center. Looks like he does want to go for it. Sneaking up extra men, and he does. Falls forward, has the first down. Stays on his feet momentarily and gets a couple extra yards. So the Wonders were trying to time the snap count, and Beecher beat them to it.
Well, one of the good things, the guard went down and went as low as he could, and what happened was Beecher was able to stay on his back till he got the first down, because he never touched the ground, and that's a heck of a play. If that's designed, it's really good. If it's just an accident, it's still a pretty good play.
Beecher ends up picking up 4 yards on a 3rd and 1. Sending those 5 receivers out to the left again. See if they go with the same play to Asbury. And up, he comes across the field in motion, faking the handoff, looks to the left side. Out there, Swearingen. Swearingen gets thrown for a loss, though. This time, the Wonders were wise to it as they tried to throw a little wrinkle out there, and ends up being about a 5-6 yard loss. We'll give credit to number 89 for the Wonders making the hit. That's going to be actually Nico McClure.
Well, Concord really needs to score here. They've dominated this football game in plays run and everything else, but they've only got 7 points. They really need to score on this drive.
Reminiscent of a week ago where they had a solid first half, but still only had the 2 touchdowns. 2nd and 7 now. Back to their own 38-yard line. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Beecher in the gun. Oh, movement by the line.
And that's going to back it up 5 more. They're in deep doo-doo now.
Just pass
the ball back to about the 43-yard line.
Yep. 2nd and 17 becomes 2nd and 22. So had a good thing going, and then that lost play to Swearingen
Well, what you want to do right now is you want to get 10 yards. You want to make this a manageable third down. You don't necessarily have to go for all of it.
Although Concord is capable.
They can, but if you can, if they cover your deep receivers, hit the guy underneath, take an 8, 10, 12-yard gain, and then you've got a great fourth down opportunity.
Fans standing all around, even up on the bank in front of the field house. Beecher rolling out right, looking for some help. Whips over the middle and throws it caught. Coming back to get that ball was Mazingo, making 2 great plays so far, down to the 24, and does exactly what you want. It makes it a third and about 2, actually.
2-yard line, Beecher did a perfect job of bringing him back and having faith that he would catch that ball down there.
Yeah, Beecher threw it a bit off of his back foot, so it makes it 3rd and 3 down at the Wonder about 24-yard line. Need to get just shy of the 21. So Mazingo's come into this game and made a couple big plays, and he's a freshman. Beecher's in the gun, 2 receivers either way. Long snap count here. Beecher sends it out left.
Oh, man.
Asbury with the catch, but we're trying to bring it back to the middle of the field.
He had outside all the way. There was no one there.
Wow. So it loses a couple yards.
All he had to do was turn around and run forward. He had the first down, probably a touchdown.
The play was designed to the middle of the field, apparently, and they'll go for it.
Big fourth down here now.
The 26-yard line of the Wonders. 4th and 5. Ticking under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Concord up 7-0. Beecher comes under center. Concord fans on their feet below us. Beecher steps up. Still has time. 5 seconds. Going with the long snap count. They were going to try to draw them off, it appeared like.
Right.
And so Concord takes their first timeout of the game. Of course, we will let you know about the state playoffs. That's going to be decided over the weekend. It's once everybody knows their seedings, if you will, then you line up everybody. And there are a few unbeatens out there. But the other thing, of course, we have to think about, Soupy, is I think since about, 2004, we've had the 8 brackets instead of the 4 brackets.
Right, and they try to keep everybody. The first game, they want everybody as close to home as they can get.
Kind of like the pod system they've been using with NCAA basketball. That's why we've seen a lot of teams like Carson and West Rowan. And the Concord team has lost to West Rowan in the last couple of years, and Kannapolis has lost to Charlotte Catholic several times over the past several years.
Yeah, in the old days when they had the old system, your first game may be over on the East Coast because they would basically rank you 1 to 16. And if you were the number 16 team, you may be playing in Wilmington or actually an overnight trip.
One of the great teams, the first year I was here, that 1995 Hickory Red Tornado team.
Oh yeah,
they actually played even though they were the number 1 seed, they played every single playoff game on the road, because of that system.
Sense. I remember that, and that never made sense.
But they dominated every team still.
Yeah,
just shows how.
They could have gone to China and still won.
4th and 5 following that timeout. Beecher will back out into the gun. 2 receivers left. Beecher looking that way. Now sends over the middle and in and out of the hands. Intended. See, that was Swearingen over there. Beecher just sitting down thinking, goodness, we had that play. So that's a turnover on downs.
And for Concord, they've dominated this game, but they're only ahead 7-0. They've got to take advantage of those things. We're looking at 4:37 to go here in the half. Now the defense, which has played great, has got to step up again.
The Wonders have not generated a whole lot of offense. They did drive on their last possession before the turnover. Or that was a couple of possessions ago. Handoff comes to Pinkston and around the right side. Has a little bit of running room. Crosses the 30 and brought down at about the 32-yard line. Des Scott and Jerry Burke were both over there. Pinkston gets a solid first down gain. About 6 yards.
6 yards. Yeah, Pinkston does a good job on that sweep of finding the open hole and cutting. A lot of guys run that sweep, and they'll run that thing out so wide that, we got an official timeout.
Equipment timeout, maybe?
No, there's a player down. I see he's way over on it. We couldn't see him over there.
Okay, it was at the end of the play. And I see Des Scott out there. But it's going to be Xavier Thompson who's sitting down. He's one of their key defensive backs, and he's in on a lot of special teams play as well. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll step aside as you have it tuned in to Radio Free Cabarrus and also highschoolcube.com.
In the early 1950s, something really exciting happened right here in Concord, and it's been here ever since. It's the smooth, refreshing taste of Sundrop. Now, some of the faces have changed over the years, of course, but one thing that has not changed is the smooth citrus taste of an ice-cold Sundrop. You know something else that hasn't changed? It's Sundrop's involvement in Concord and the surrounding communities. Sundrop, hometown folks providing you with the taste you've come to enjoy for years and years and years. So next time you're grocery shopping, pick up Sundrop in your favorite flavor. After all, the folks at Sundrop, from delivery drivers, warehouse staff, and the management team, work hard every day to bring you the refreshing, smooth taste of Sundrop. Sundrop, the official soft drink of Radio Free Cabarrus. Nothing like a Sundrop.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
Ramirez fakes the handoff, but keeps it himself and gets the first down just across out to about the 37-yard line.
Well, the thing about Xavier Thompson, they're looking at him on the sideline now, but the thing about it is he's the one that's been keeping Johnson intact.
Xavier Thompson walked off under his own power.
So you hope they're going to get him back here quick.
Ramirez, quick throw, and called. Nope, too tall for him. Making a good beat on that ball, and it was well overthrown. Quay Grissom, I thought for a second Johnson was going to go up and grab that thing, but it did go out of bounds incomplete.
Yeah, they are really, the secondary is doing a great job of just breaking up passes. Passes that you think are going to be caught, and all of a sudden there's a defensive back in the picture.
3:51. That was a quick try out to Johnson along the far side. As Ramirez returns under center, Sherrill right behind him. Pinkston comes across the formation, and he'll get the handoff again to the far side and crosses the 40, falls forward to about the 41-yard line. So Pinkston's been the most reliable runner, it appears like, and it gets about 5 yards, makes it a doable third down out to about their 42-yard line.
Well, this series here, the Wonders really need points on the board.
Wonders quickly ready. Ramirez in the gun, hands it off to Phillips. Phillips in his backfield and gets spun around. Gibson hangs on and throws him for no gain. Grissom gets in there and finishes him off. They're going to try to do a quick snap, and Phillips gets the handoff and only gets about a yard to the near side.
And that makes it 4th and 5. So Concord gets the ball back, and they send Asbury back as the lone receiver back there.
Standing just across the zone 20-yard line. Brown will be the punter again. Concord still has a couple of timeouts in their hip pocket. See how they use them. Setting up for a return, it appears like. Low snap. Brown comes away with it, still has time. And
bad punt.
It's a short kick, but it goes to the right. It'll take a slight wonder bounce and then dies at about the 43-yard line. So Concord gets a nice break there, gets good field position, and we'll see if they can take advantage here. They've had some opportunities here, and I think you've been alluding correctly, Soupy, that Concord would love another touchdown to account for a good first half.
Yeah, because their defense, you can't ask the defense to do much more than they've done. Anytime you shut out A.O. Brown for a half, you've done a great job, but offensively, they've got to step up now.
Correction, actually down at their own 33-yard line. So Concord would beat you in the gun. 2:39 to go until halftime. We'll look at the bands and go over the first half highlights during halftime. Handoff comes to Reed. Reed straight up the middle. Pulls the pile forward out to the 40-yard line. Solid 7-yard pickup right up the middle for Rocky Reed.
Well, and that's the thing. A.L. Brown is playing pass first, run second. So as long as they're doing that, even with the linebacker stunning, all that guard has to do on that linebacker is just basically pick him off, and then all Reed has to do is read which side to go to.
2nd and 3 just across the 40-yard line. Tick it down to almost 2 minutes to go. First down stops the clock to move the chains. Twins to either side. Beat your old problems, but They do get it away. Sends it out to the right man. Asbury too tall, intended for him. As Asbury came back to look for that ball, but it sailed over his head as Delahousse was back there providing coverage.
Yeah, he was expecting, I think, to be brought back, and Beecher was expecting to keep running. That's just one of those things that happens in every game where you've got effective passing game. That's going to happen sometimes.
3rd and 3. Need to get to the 43-yard line, does Concord, with a minute 55. The incomplete does stop the clock. Concord's up 7-0. Move the ball, but only the one touchdown to show. Beecher comes under center. Reed behind him. Kannapolis sneaking up. Reed will get the handoff and will get met immediately.
Yeah,
they were ready for the play. And getting there for the Wonders. Big play by Orlando Gray. And Reed thrown for about half a yard loss.
I was surprised. I thought what they would do would be fake Reed on that sweep and then throw out in the flat to him rather than try and run over him, because they had both linebackers up in the gaps. They had their corner coming hard. There wasn't anybody to block the corner with the formation, and I was really surprised they ran that. Now they need a good punt.
Magonda's back there. 9 men along the line. It's a good snap, though, and gets it away, and a good kick. And calls fair catch at his own 25-yard line. So that's where the Wonders set up shop, and we'll see how they play this. They only have one timeout with a minute 14 to go until halftime. Concord does gets the ball to start the second half.
Right, and that's an advantage. Right now, defensively, you got to look for the deep pass. Let them do what they want to in front of you. Just don't let them get behind you.
The Wonders can only stop the ball or stop the clock one more time. 1:14 to go. We'll be with the playoff game somewhere a week from tonight. We know we'll have 5 teams in the playoffs. One of them, or 2 of them, on the field right now. Hickory Ridge is another. Lobbing it out to the left and going back, and Johnson comes back for it and still on his feet. Goes inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line, 32-yard line. Just lobbed it out there. Johnson with that height advantage as gets good position. Ends up being about a 43-yard pickup.
Yeah, and that one, once again, the ball wasn't that well thrown. The defensive back went back. That was one time where Johnson's height really came into play.
Ramirez quickly under center and faking the handoff. Wants to go deep. Lobs it in the middle. Johnson's there again inside the 10 and brought down at the 2-yard line. Jamarcus Wilkerson, but suddenly the Wonders have caught lightning in a bottle, and it's a 31-yard pickup to Johnson, using his size to great advantage.
Well, and you go back to that injury to Xavier Thompson. He was the guy that had held Johnson under control.
Tight formation. Ramirez gives it off to Phillips, and he'll go in for the touchdown. Tackled after he crossed the end zone, and it's a big, quick drive for the Wonders, and suddenly the Wonders seem like they have some momentum here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Concord, you've dominated the entire first half to basically the last about minute and a half, and boom, they go down the field. And once again, you can't overstate the problem without having Thompson in there. He had kept Johnson under control tonight.
Amaya set to take on the extra point. Good snap, holds down. Kick is plenty long, and it splits the upright. So this whole new ball game tied up at 7 apiece as you have it tuned in to Radio Free Cabarrus and HighSchoolCube.com.
It's big time revelry at the Renaissance Festival. Saturdays and Sundays, October 6th to November 18th.
You laugh so hard, you'll wet yourself.
The Carolina Renaissance Festival, a medieval amusement park.
10 stages of music.
Comedy, daredevil antics.
Jousting nights.
Brand new this year, the Celtic Storm of Kutu. The Renaissance Festival.
Incredible value.
A crafts market.
Wondrous entertainment and delicious food.
Kitchens and pubs.
I love the giant turkey leg.
Huzzah!
Great escape. You will love it.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Saturdays and Sundays, October 6th to November 18th. Discount tickets at Harris Teeter stores or print yours online at renfestinfo.com. Presented by Pepsi, the Charlotte Observer, and your mother who loves men in tights. Get a coupon for a free Child's Renaissance Festival ticket. Available at participating Auto Bell, Donato's Pizza, and Jersey Mike's locations while supplies last.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
52 seconds to go. The Wonders only take 3 plays to go the 76 yards. 2 big pass plays to Keon Johnson. account for most of it.
Yeah, and like I say, now if you're Concord, you don't want to do anything foolish, but you've got to believe with your offense that you can put points on the board.
See how this.
And if I'm A.L. Brown, I'm playing everybody as deep as I can, and I'm triple teaming Asbury.
Amaya, middle of the field, approaches the ball, hits it deep, drives the return man right into the end zone. That's a touchback. So Concord will start their own 20, a second one off the clock after the catch. And we'll see how the Spiders play this one. See Asbury coming back out. And Mozingo's out there as well. And now here comes B.J. Beecher. Tied up at 7 apiece. And Beecher will go to the gun. Castle now standing next to him. Reed's on the sideline. And Castle will get the handoff and gets twisted around, but falls forward for about a 4-yard pickup. So Castle with this first.
It looks like they're just gonna run plays and run it out. They're doing a quick huddle here.
Still 2 timeouts remaining for Concord if something does break. Beecher looks to his receivers to either side. Only a 3-man rush for the Wonders. Beecher wants to go deep, and it's hit as he throws the ball. Beecher takes a hard lit that time, charging
They were playing pass all the way.
Shaquille Gore takes him down with the incomplete.
Now, if you're Concord, you're going to run. They can't stop the clock. I think they've taken all their timeouts. Is that right?
I think the Wonders should have one.
Do they have one left?
Yeah.
That's not good for Concord.
25 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 6 at their own 24. Beecher still in the gun. Sneaks up for a moment to change the play. He will give it off to Castle. Castle has some running room, has the first down, and bolts forward to the 38-yard line. So that's a 14-yard run for Castle, and it does stop the clock with 20 seconds to go. Beecher now in full hurry-up mode. Out to the 38-yard line. Clock is moving again. Take it down to 15. Beecher dropping back. 4-man rush. Beecher with time. Whips over the middle. And, in and out of the hands. Just off the fingertips of Parker Swearingen.
Swearingen's had hard luck tonight, I'll tell you what.
Another well-run route. He was out there. So Beecher's thrown 4 incomplete in a row. Stops the clock with 11 seconds to go. If Concord can get something downfield, they can use one of their timeouts.
Yeah, and they don't want to unless they do get something downfield.
2nd and 10. Up, they give it all to Castle. Castle with some running room. He'll have a first down. Goes to the 50 and stays in bounds though.
No, he got out of bounds, I think.
No, the way the field is marked, I don't think he quite made it.
Okay, because he stopped the clock. I guess he stopped the clock for first down.
Yeah, move the sticks. And Concord
takes a timeout.
So that's their second timeout.
4.8 seconds to go.
So time for Beecher to heave one downfield.
Yeah, the old hook and ladder might work here.
Well, we saw that a week ago work for good effect for the Hickory Ridge team.
Yep.
They had not seen that play in quite a while. Yeah, Concord trying to, in fact, both these teams shaking off very disappointing losses to Hickory Ridge, who just, has surprised everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, they have done a job that you can't even describe because they're not as big, and for the most part, they're not as athletic as either one of these two teams. But they've got as much heart as any football team I've seen.
And Nick Tyson, a good group of receivers and defense that just hangs in there, makes plays when they need to. So 4.8 seconds to go. High leg now breaking out of the huddle, and Reed still on the sideline. He looks to be okay. Looks like they want a little more speed. They bring in another wide receiver, obviously.
Yeah, they're going to throw the ball as far as they can throw it.
3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Beecher lined up, and 3 defensive backs backing up about 25, 30 yards from the line of scrimmage. See how many of the Wonders rush. See if they keep it to that 3-man rush. 2 linemen, in fact, are standing up. When the Concord coach is yelling something. Now ready to snap it. They only rush 3. Beecher steps up, flag thrown.
It's going to be a holding call.
It's going to be heaving as far as he can and intercepted down there. And that's how the first half should end, depending on the play here. But brought down, and it's an interception thrown by Beecher right near the goal line. No time left on the clock. So let's get the result of the flag here.
Yep.
Presumably a hole, and presumably it will be declined. Yep. And it is declined, and that's how the first half comes to an end. Soupy Campbell tied up at 7 apiece. A lot of good numbers Concord's way, but the one number that matters is the score.
Yeah, they dominated the half, but they didn't dominate the scoreboard, and really that's the only thing that counts.
Yep, 7 apiece. So we're going to take a break and come back with some band performances. I'm John Von Cannon along with Soupy Campbell, as it's all tied up at 7 apiece on the bell game on Radio Free Cabarrus and highschoolcube.com.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. Fast, friendly, affordable. It's got all the modern conveniences, and they have free delivery. That's Cannon Pharmacy. You can go on the internet, cannonpharmacies.com. 6 great locations to serve you. 2 in Kannapolis, the new location in Concord. That's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacies. Great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy.
Kick your boring lunch to the curb with Pizza Hut's unlimited lunch buffet. Dive into limitless pizzas straight from the oven and rich Toscani pastas. And don't forget the crisp salads and freshly baked desserts. Your favorites are always hot, delicious, and ready when you are. So send the cold cuts packing and head to the unlimited lunch buffet. Not valid for delivery. Dine-in or carry-out varies by location. Lunch times, prices, buffet selection, and participation may vary.
In the early 1950s, something really exciting happened right here in Concord, and it's been here ever since. It's the smooth, refreshing taste of Sundrop. Now, some of the faces have changed over the years, of course, but one thing that has not changed is the smooth citrus taste of an ice-cold Sundrop. You know something else that hasn't changed? It's Sundrop's involvement in Concord and the surrounding communities. Sundrop, hometown folks providing you with the taste you've come to enjoy for years and years and years. So next time you're grocery shopping, pick up Sundrop in your favorite flavor. After all, the folks at Sundrop, from delivery drivers, warehouse staff, and the management team, work hard every day to bring you the refreshing, smooth taste of Sundrop. Sundrop, the official soft drink of Radio Free Cabarrus. Nothing like a Sundrop. No one does high school sports coverage like Mark Clemens and John Von Cannon, and it's right here on your hometown station. RadioFreeCabarrus.com.
It's Concord and Kannapolis all tied up at 7 apiece. Halftime here on Radio Free Cabarrus, and time to watch the band performances. The Concord High School marching band below us and ready to do their performance. Enjoy the halftime show here on Radio Free Cabarrus.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your Concord High School marching fighter band. The band is under direction of Mr. John Boring, assistant director Renee Boring, guard instructor Michelle Wagner, percussion instructor Fred Dunlap, Sarah Cahoon is percussion technician, Kate Colby's visual tech. Drum major is Madeline Colby. Front ensemble captain Brandon Tsai, percussion captain Grant O'Brien, guard captain Aurora Boydston, brass captain Phil Secker, woodwind captain Shannon Marshall, soloist Caleb Marshall on saxophone, and Rebecca Henderson on oboe. This year's show is entitled Angels Among Us, featuring 3 movements: Fallen Angels, Guardian Angels, and Archangels. Tonight, the band will perform the opening segment, Fallen Angels, featuring the final classic Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. Second segment, Guardian Angels, Much Love Big Blue by the Debussy. And third segment, Archangels, featuring O Persona. Drum major is your band ready to perform. And take the field, halftime performance.
Well, see, yeah, I mean, you got to cover that, but they were giving him going too. But see, the guy's been saving him from saving him. And he's the guy that's been getting ball to him. And he's brought it out of well, Franklin, he's a blocker. Yeah, Franklin's been right now down for catches and everyone goes to bumping. Yeah. Yeah, I saw Boston. I don't know though. You got to put it.
And that was the Concord High School Marching Band as we're tied up here at the half. Concord 7, Kannapolis 7. We'll come back and look at some first half highlights, totals, and look ahead to the second half. Again, Concord 7, Kannapolis 7. You have it tuned in to Radio Free Cabarrus and also highschoolcube.com.
We do want to congratulate
From Buzz, Jennifer, and Wanda to Black Bug Graphics, thank you for supporting a locally owned business. In these uncertain economic times, we know you're trying to cut costs and get the most for your hard-earned dollar. That's why at Black Buck, we offer streamlined services for your planning needs. From concept to creation, one location. Jennifer Lancaster and Wanda Huffman have a combined 27 years of full-time design and printing experience, while owner Buzz Blackwelder has been serving area customers for 23 years. Together, they have the knowledge and experience to take care of all your printing and design needs. That name again is Black Buck Graphics. 450 McGill Avenue Northwest, right here in Concord. Black Bug Graphics, 704-782-2020, or online, blackbuggraphics.com, the official printer of Radio Free Cabarrus.
The personal touch from your hometown florist, that's what you'll always receive from your hometown florist, Pots of Luck Florist in Concord. No matter what the occasion, whether it's a funeral or you need cut flowers, silks, plants, roses, corsages, and many things more. Rick McClamrock and the staff can do it all affordably, plus they can wire flowers anywhere. Pots of Luck Florist, 518 Church Street North in Concord. Call 704-788-3310 or on Sunday, 704-788-2919. Pots of Luck Florist, your hometown florist. Cabarrus County is a great place to live and work and boasts so many wonderful attributes, and that's where the focus is for Cabarrus Living Magazine, a full-color publication right here in Cabarrus County. You can read about people, places, and events that make Cabarrus County such a great place. Cabarrus Living is published every other month, and you can look for your copy at many locations across the community or simply log on CabarrusLivingMagazine.com. You can see the current issue. You can see past issues. That's Cabarrus Living Magazine. Check it out. We believe you'll enjoy it.
Since 1944, Troutman Motors has been serving the transportation needs of Cabarrus County. Quality pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are available at affordable prices, and financing is available. Stop by Troutman Motors, 1510 Concord Parkway South in Concord, or go online, TroutmanMotorsOnline.com, 704-782-3105. A way to go, a place to live, and food to eat. Troutman Motors, Troutman Homes, and Troutman Barbecue in Concord.
No one does high school sports coverage like Mark Plemons and John Von Cannon, and it's right here on your hometown station, RadioFreeCabarrus.com.
And at halftime, it's a wonders for the first team to come out, and they have quite the momentum going with them. And can't you hear me, Susie?
Can you hear? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you now.
Hurry
on.
All righty. So, as got a couple minutes left here before, and now Concord has come back out, so both teams warming up. All tied up at 7 apiece between Concord and Kannapolis. So each team went 3 and out on their first drive. Concord, though, got a good drive going, and it was B.J. Beecher to Alex Asbury from 6 yards out, a little bit of a slant route, and for about, I would say, all the first, or most of the first quarter, and the first 9 minutes to 10 minutes of the second quarter, that was the story for Concord. Except that was the only time they got in the end zone.
Yeah, and Concord really dominated this game. I mean, even when A.L. Brown would make, big play or get somewhere else, something would come up, and they were able to get out of it. But that last series, they come down the field, 2 passes, and they're in the end zone, and that's what a guy like Johnson does for an offense.
Keon Johnson had 2 good plays, a lob pass and then a zip pass to the left side, and that got them down to the 1 yard line from their own 24-yard line, so 75 yards on 2 pass plays, and so that's what worked out well for the Kannapolis team. And with, let's see, just under a minute to go, it was Phillips going in from a yard out. The extra point was good, and that ties it up at 7 apiece. Real quickly, looking at some numbers, as 29 plays for Kannapolis, 179 yards overall. Ramirez goes 4 of 10 for 102 yards. Phillips carries the ball 9 times for 47 yards. And then on the Concord side, oddly enough, they had 2 turnovers, but both of them really did not come to anything. One was on a 4th down play, and the other was the interception near the goal line, the long pass interception, Hail Mary, if you will, by B.J. Beecher. So a little deceiving there. 33 plays for 208 yards. And really, that's the thing. Kannapolis went 7 76 yards on that final drive. And up until that point, they were just over 100 yards of offense. And they get the touchdown and really draw even. B.J. Beecher, 8 for 16 throwing the ball. The 1 touchdown, the 1 interception. He has 119 yards. Rocky Reed has carried the ball 11 times for 54 yards. So Concord gets the ball to start the second half. And you wonder, as always, about those adjustments. And also, I'm sure a little bit of, motivation work, as coaches always do, of course, but try to get Concord, not have them be down on themselves after the Wonders tied it up.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. The big adjustment is going to be, however, is Kenyon Johnson we're going to have to cover him. They didn't have to cover him. I was surprised. I watched the whole first quarter, and Thompson stayed in the shorts the whole time, and they really couldn't get anything going with him. Then when Thompson got hurt, they stayed with that single coverage and got run on those two big plays. They're going to have to make an adjustment there, or he's going to have a good time tonight. For Concord, the old cliche, that first series of the second half, well, this time the old cliche really applies. They really need to come out and reestablish themselves.
All right, so Keon Johnson is the player that we're looking at, number 19, returning. He's been out since the third game of the year, so he's coming back in a big way. So the Wonders are ready to go as they're kicking off from right to left. Concord set to receive, traveling from left to right. Their return team yet to come out, getting some final instructions, and now they do, and they're ready to go. So Eric Amaya, the kicker, the extra point kicker also for the Wonders,
has a good leg. So, we saw that last kickoff of the half there after that touchdown. He drove it all the way into the end zone. So
thank you to Wade downstairs, and literally he is downstairs right below us doing our camera work tonight, so we really appreciate that, having the dedicated camera person during this big game, the Bell game.
Right. He was kind of stunned when he got here.
I know. He
wasn't expecting what this is.
It's kind of like every time everyone that sees this game for the first time, I think it does make an impression. Amaya approaches the ball, and again, kicks it deep. It's going to be, it carries pretty well right at the goal line. To the 10, to the 15, 20, has some room, 25, 30, spun around. That's Wilkerson doing a nice job getting it out to about the 33-yard line, and Concord with good field position to start.
Well, Wilkerson does a good job. He runs it up the middle. His blockers do what they're supposed to do. They get a hat on everybody, and so he makes the secondary, basically the second wave, have to come up and make the tackle, and that's always good. So 33-yard line. Now let's see what they can do with it.
Rocky Reed back in the game. He took a few plays off right at the end as Concord was trying to get something going in the final minute. Beecher, looks like they're going with the power package to the right.
Yep, the big package. They haven't run that this game.
That's their first time. See how the Wonders stack up. Looks like 5 guys up there. Reed gets the handoff to the left side, has some room, but gets hemmed in a little bit. Does get it out to about the 35, stumbles forward. Let's see where they mark it, as he ended up at about the 37-yard line.
I was kind of surprised. They really didn't play that offensive formation the way I thought they would, and I was surprised that Reed took it back inside, because he had that corner, and that's where he's been real effective. Of course, now the first 2 times in the first half he tried that, they brought him down, so he may be a little bit worried about going there, but I think he's got that effect. They're running that same formation again.
Yeah, to the short side of the field, right to where Concord's set up. Second and sit their own 37-yard line. Faking the handoff. Beecher under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 28-yard line. Not going for that fake at all and having a big game is Shaquille Gordon. And Beecher thrown for a big loss, about a 10-yard loss, about to his 29.
He never had a chance. The corner came straight there. He didn't worry about run, anything. They had him playing pass rush all the way, and he went right to Beecher and brought him down. Good defensive call.
Yeah, 8-yard loss. 3rd and 14 at their own 29-yard line. So Beecher, now they'll have to go to the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Beecher taking his time.
He's got to take a timeout. I don't think they have enough men on the field, do they?
Oh, goodness.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, somebody ran out and somebody didn't go on.
And Glenn Padgett giving that young man a word saying, we needed you out there. And
that hurts in a game like this to give away. With 10:32 to go in the third quarter, to give away one of your timeouts for that's harmful.
Yeah, particularly in the second half. First half timeouts okay, but second half timeouts you want to keep those in your hip pocket to the very end if at all possible.
And definitely not take one because of a substitution.
So now they've got all the players they need, and Concord's ready to go. But unlike basketball, you have to give the defensive team their full opportunity to come out and get set. In basketball, the team calling the timeout can set up early and go to it.
All right.
So it's a 3rd and 14. All tied up at 7 early in the third quarter. Tripp still left. 3 defensive line, but 2 linebackers sneaking up. They back off now. Here they come again. Beecher forced to roll. The pocket's going to be sacked again. So, and Gore again gets to him. So Beecher sat inside his own 20, and that's a big loss back to the 18-yard line.
Well, and that was the offensive line that time. He just did a little swim move on the offensive guard, got by him, and there's the way they run that wide offense. There's absolutely nobody to pick him up, and so Beecher never had a chance.
Maganda now, as Concord's really backed up with those 2 sacks. A high snap. Maganda gets it. They peel off for their return. Johnson comes up. Pinkston, rather, inside his 45, keeps his feet to the 40, to the far sideline, has the corner, as Bell's going to try to bring him down to the 10, and big return for Robert Pinkston, and suddenly the Wonders
have got flags over on the side, though.
So this one's probably coming back to Yellow Hankies.
Yeah, and if it's spot, it's going to put him back.
Still in good field position.
It's on the 35. They'll be back, should be back on the 45 or 50. That's good position, but it's not the 7-yard line.
Pinkston really sprung free in front of the Kannapolis bench. As one of the Concord players needed attending to, that's Quay Grissom. He's on his own feet, but trainer will come out. Looks like was knocked a little bit woozy. Having to check in for him is Keenan Black, one of the backup quarterbacks.
36-yard line.
So here comes the call. Illegal block against the Wonders. So that will back it up. Still to the 45 of Concord, still good field position. So very early in the second half now, the Concord defense is going to be called upon to try to hold off the Wonders.
And the Wonders are ready to go, too.
I don't see a Xavier Thompson. Wilkerson's matched up against Johnson down below us. All tied up at 7. Ramirez set to go under center once the ball is marked ready for play. It is. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone by in the third quarter. Man in motion, flip, stop, flops. They give it to Phillips, going to the right side, gets tripped up, gets a little bit of yards, crossing the 45-yard line as they move the blocking tight end to that side, and Phillips works his way forward for about 2 or 3 yards.
Well, that play was designed to do one thing. Find out how they're going to play Johnson. They played Johnson with single coverage. The play went away. He and the defensive back were the only 2 guys on that side of the football. So don't be surprised if they don't come back to Johnson.
Grissom's back in the game as he comes in for one play. Elroy McCray has to go back out as he gets off the field.
They got a defensive player missing.
Yeah, because here we go. Yeah. So they finally bring somebody in. Offset I formation, 2nd and 8 at the Concord 44. Stacked up to the left. All early movement by the Wonders, and that's a couple times the left side of that line has moved early. So 2nd and 8 becomes 2nd and 13. So backs it up to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, a little confusion on their substitution package that time.
False start.
And Concord got away.
That real confusion along the defensive line. I was wondering why McCray was coming out, because he is a starter all the way, usually. Now he is back in the game. And Grissom had come back in after the one play off.
Well, the thing is, if they're going to play Johnson in single coverage, they've got to get pressure on the quarterback. There's absolutely no way you can let him go out. Now they look like they're getting him a little bit of double look.
To the near side, Xavier Bell will try to match up.
Now, Xavier's going to go in, I got a feeling. Nope.
Handoff comes to the left side and trying to turn upfield, but get pops backwards. Nice job that time. Pinkston thrown backwards as Gibson with the tackle. And maybe a loss of a yard is going to make it 3rd and long for the Wonders. So Pinkston's pretty much been exclusive on those end arounds. That's up to the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 14.
Okay, big play right now. You know who they want to go to. You've got to stop that. You've got to look for screens and look for flat passes.
Right at midfield to the left hash.
The run should not beat you on this play.
Ramirez comes under center. Sherrill right behind him. Dropping back, Ramirez, plenty of time. He wants to lob it out to the left side and going up and almost getting it. Wow, Johnson had a good chance. Grissom just could not get in on the play, and Johnson about caught that thing.
Yeah, Johnson was actually trailing the pass the entire way and just leaped over the defender's back and actually knocked it down, because I don't think if he leaps, I think that Concord has an interception.
A couple of defenders back were James Williams and Quay Grissom really getting a workout. Brown set the punt and going to try to pin Concord deep here. Still tied at 7. Each team's gone 3 and out. It's lost yardage on its first series. Good punt, angling it to the side. Coming up, there's our man Asbury. Asbury goes head over heels, and it's going to be a flag
down
at the 26-yard line. Flag was thrown immediately as soon as Asbury went airborne. So let's see how this one's called. It's an illegal block.
That's what it normally is in that area. They're clapping. A.L. Brown's clapping, so that means.
And kind of silly because the way where the block was thrown, it came right at the end of right as Asbury's being tackled. And is a legal block against Concord. So that'll back them up 10 yards, back to their own 16-yard line. Block in the back. 7:27 to go in the third quarter. So here comes B.J. Beecher getting the play from the coach's staff, Coach Glenn Padgett. Beecher and Padgett have been pretty much joined at the hip.
Yep.
Freshman year for Beecher was year number 1 for Glenn Padgett.
They got Asbury out, and they're giving double coverage to him.
Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Beecher in the gun. Mazingo comes across the formation, faking it to him. Sends it over, and did Swearingen get this one? Nope, trapped it again. Oh, he did catch it, excuse me.
Yeah, he got his hands under it. I was looking
24, 25-yard line, and a nice supportive round of applause. They know that Swearingen's had a tough game, and it's about a 9-yard pickup, so not quite a first down. So the first completion here of the second half, and second catch first for positive yards here for Swearingen. Second and a long one out almost to the 25-yard line.
Don't be surprised to see Concord throw here, because you still got the third down to get that one.
3 down linemen. Beecher in the gun and Reed next to him. They'll send trips to the left. Coming across the formation. And Reed, the second man through, but flag is thrown as soon as he gets the handoff. Close to the first down, but that flag is usually a hold.
Yeah, it's either a hold or it's going to be an illegal procedure. Somebody moved when he wasn't supposed to.
Well, the flag was thrown well after the ball had been snapped.
Chop block.
Oh, goodness, that's a bad penalty. That's 15 yards. It'll be half the distance to the goal.
And A.L. Brown has a player down, so.
That probably was involved in there, right?
Yeah, for those of you out there that don't understand, chop block is when you make contact with a player. If you're the guy that hits him first, the other guy coming in to double team him cannot block below the waist. That's why they call it a chop block. It is a block that causes a lot of injuries, and that's why they've outlawed it at almost every level of football.
All right, so we're all tied up at 7 apiece. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, as this will take a moment for the injury timeout to play itself out, as you're listening to Radio Free Cabarrus and HighSchoolCube.com.
Kick your boring lunch to the curb with Pizza Hut's unlimited lunch buffet. Dive into limitless pizzas straight from the oven and rich Toscani pastas. And don't forget the crisp salads and freshly baked desserts. Your favorites are always hot, delicious, and ready when you are. So send the cold cuts packing and head to the unlimited lunch buffet. Not valid for delivery. Dine-in or carry-out varies by location. Lunch times, prices, buffet selection, and participation may vary.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. Fast, friendly, affordable. It's got all the modern conveniences, and they have free delivery. That's Cannon Pharmacy. You can go on the internet, cannonpharmacies.com. 6 great locations to serve you. 2 in Kannapolis, the new location in Concord. That's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacies. Great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
Shaquille Gore was the injured player and walked off pretty slowly. with the help of the training staff.
That makes it a second down, about 11 right now.
It was a 10-yard penalty. Back at their 15. They'll give it off to Reed. Reed right into the teeth of the defense and nothing doing. Maybe even lost half a yard in there. Charging in one of the replacements there. That's going to be Christian Carter, and he'll make it 3rd and long.
Yeah, that time they went in that middle, and the defensive linebackers, they weren't even thinking pass at all. They were looking run, I think, all the way.
The Wonders seem to have correct me if I'm wrong, but they seem to have a pretty good beat on the Concord pattern.
Yeah, they're calling the right defenses at the right time. Concord hadn't crossed them up any yet.
3rd and 11 at their own 15. Obviously a passing down. Beecher in the gun. Beecher fakes a short pass, sends it over the middle into the traffic and knocked out the arms of Parker Swearingen. Oh, and a little bit of, well, I guess he didn't say anything he shouldn't have, but that looked like taunting for a second. He stood over. Yeah, he stood over.
Yeah, but he was talking to a player on his own team. Refs aren't going to call that.
Yeah. Borderline, but again, didn't say anything, so it makes it okay. Yeah, momentarily looked like he was going to step over Swearingen and taunt a little bit. In any case, it's Beecher threw into traffic. It was a pretty good pass, but it got knocked out of there.
Yeah.
And flag thrown. Still time on the play clock. Let's see what happened here. Dead ball against Concord. So this will back it up. Half of this
violation.
Wow, you don't see that call very often.
Somebody didn't have a mouthpiece or something.
But that backs it up 5 yards. So Concord
somebody didn't have their helmet buckle. That's not good and not smart.
I don't know if I've ever seen. They usually give them a chance.
Yeah, they'll warn them
to get it right. Back to the 10-yard line. Good snap. Here comes a rush though. Gotten away by Maganda. Peenston comes up, has room to the 30, makes a move to inside the 25, still on his feet, and finally brought down at the 20-yard line. So the Wonders in great field position and trying to get the go-ahead score here.
Now the Concord defense has their backs against the wall here. They've got to come up with some big plays.
They'll try to get it going again and still do not see Thompson out there.
I don't think he's coming back because the way he was sitting on the bench at the half, I've been looking for him.
I don't see him out there.
Out there at all. So
Ramirez under center. Kingston carries it to the right side. He's hemmed in. Jerry Burke bends, throws him for a loss. Burke had him all the way and throws Kingston backward for about a 2-yard loss.
Well, except for that 2 big play series there, Concord's defense has done a great job. Except for that series right there at the end of the half, they have really shut this offense down pretty well.
2nd and 12, still at the Concord 22-yard line. So they got a couple. This is pretty good. A couple cards are parked illegally, and they already have their names to try to get them back out. It's technology for you. Quick handoff to Sherrill. Sherrill works his way inside the 20, but not much more than that. Birkin's in there again. Xavier Bell also. So Sherrill hits the lost yardage. It'll still be 3rd and 10. Sherrill's that big fullback that oftentimes is hard to bring down, and the Wonders have a lead going into the latter parts of the game. I'm sure he'll be a big force.
Yeah, he's one, he ran really well against Hickory Ridge. They just weren't big enough to stop him. The thing here with Concord is their defensive linemen are big enough.
We'll call it 3rd and 11 just across the 21-yard line. Ramirez still under center. Johnson way out to the left. Ramirez looks out to the right and wings it in there. Tipped away at the last moment by Jerry Burke. Nicely done there as the pass was covered in front and in back. It makes it 4th and 11. And here comes the kicking unit to try to get the lead here for the Wonders. Now, Amaya certainly can kick it this far.
Yeah, we watched him in warm-ups, and he was hitting consistently from 40 to 45 yards. This is going to be a 39-yarder. 38-yard.
38-yard, yeah. The holder is Luke Hill. Definitely has an angle, and did somebody line up in the neutral zone for Concord? Looks like they did. Concord was mad at themselves as the Wonders cheer. And so all sides against Concord, so a big mistake makes it a shorter field goal.
Yep,
we'll see.
A lot. That 5 yards is really a big difference.
So that makes it a 33-yard field goal. Still from the right hash. for the lead here for Eric Amaya. Oh, low snap. He just does get it away. And kick is off to the right. No good. It was long enough, but just did not angle it towards. I think he kicked it too straight.
Yeah.
So Concord dodges a bullet there, and the score remains tied at 7 apiece. Wow.
You keep wondering, when one of these teams is just going to take hold of this game and go with it. I thought A.L. Brown was going to do it on that series. You can't say enough about this Concord defense and the job they're doing, though. They're doing a great job. Now the offense has got to match that.
And it's funny, how much did we talk about the offenses during the pregame show and thinking, well, this is, they would be running up and down the field, and hasn't happened yet. 2 bats now with Beecher in the gun. And he'll give out the second bat through. That's Castle, and just nothing doing there. Castle stopped for virtually no gain. Getting in there was Micah Miller, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
And that was just that little counter play. They dive, read one way, and then give the ball to Castle, coming back the other way. With that down line of A.L. Brown, they're taking care of the run.
It was a 1-yard pickup. 2nd and 9 out to the 21-yard line. So a tense 7-7 game. The winner claims second place and probably a home game next week. The loser falls to at least 3rd. Another tight formation. Only one back with Beecher. Beecher dropping back under a rush now. Gets hit as he throws the ball and caught in there by Swearingen, and it's going to be a first down. Swearingen, he's dropped a few, but he called a tough one there, and a needed first down for the Concord Spiders.
And they needed that, and that's the play right there. Now, see if that picks up their giddy up and go a little bit, because they've been sort of just look like dragging through this. Now,
to the 31-yard line, 10-yard pickup for Swearingen. It's his 3rd catch of the game. His first catch was for lost yards. Now he's got catches of 9 and 10 yards. Under center is Beecher. Only one receiver. They're going with double wings this time. Long handoff comes to the right side. That's Rocky Reed. Crosses 35. Nice block and gets out the 40. Spins around and will be taken down. Looks like he will have the first down where it's spotted. 11-yard pickup as Reed really took it well outside that time.
Glenn Padgett wanted a horse collar, but he didn't quite get him there. He got the jersey right below the neck, not in the neck.
Certainly the Panthers would have liked that call last Sunday.
And the thing about it is right there, they went to that big formation and they ran Rocky Reed to that side. The other 2 times they've run it, they've run him away from that side.
Heilig and Asbury go to the left. And tight end is Swearingen to the left as well. Beecher under center. Reed will get it right up the middle, and nothing doing. In fact, thrown for about a yard loss. Filling the middle of the gap there is Nico McClure, 220 pounds. So that's going to make it 2nd and about 12.
I've been surprised. Concord's almost developed a pattern of running on first, throwing on second. And the Wonders are they're playing run first down every time.
It's like back in the old days. It was kind of you threw on first down some to try to loosen up, try to get your runs going at some point. 2nd and 11 at their own 41-yard line. In the gun is Beecher. 2 receivers left. Dropping back. Beecher has time. Sends it over the middle and caught. What a play at his fingertips. Joshua Heilig will go all the way. He literally picked that up just below his knees. Was already behind the defense. How Heilig got a finger on that ball, I don't know, but it's a 59-yard touchdown pass.
I was getting ready to say interception, and then I look up and he's running the other way.
Yeah, there was a wonder player right in the neighborhood, and somehow it zipped past him, and Heilig said, look what I got. His first catch of the game, and it's a big one for a touchdown.
Yeah, once he caught it, there's nobody behind him. They're so tied up with Asbury. Their free safety is all the way on the other side of the field. If one of the off receivers makes that catch, they're going to have that happen. Great throw, great catch, and a super play for Concord.
Good snap. Kick is plenty long and is through the uprights for Maganda. So Concord gets it back and is back on top, 14-7. Thanks for Beecher to Heilig. Timeout on the field as you're listening to Radio Free Cabarrus and HighSchoolCube.com.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. Fast, friendly, affordable. It's got all the modern conveniences, and they have free delivery. That's Cannon Pharmacy. You can go on the internet, cannonpharmacies.com. 6 great locations to serve you. 2 in Kannapolis, the new location in Concord. That's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacies. Great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy.
Cha-ching! Be the next winner at Lucky Dog Sweepstakes and Consignments in Concord. State-of-the-art facility, 365 Union Cemetery Road in Concord. You can play games like multi-line and single-line slots, card games, kenos, and more, all online. Again, that's Lucky Dog Sweepstakes. They're open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday open to midnight, and on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. LuckyDogSweepstakes.com on the internet, or you can call 704-793-9791. You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
So Alejandro Arenilla set to kick it off here for the Concord Spiders, and kicks it low but fairly deep, and taken by Pinkston at his 5-yard line. Has a good wedge out there, makes it across the 20, and finally brought down at the 26-yard line. So good coverage that time by Concord on a line drive.
Yeah, they covered it well. Pinkston's dangerous. You've got to work to bring him down. Now let's see what the Wonders are going to do. Are they going to keep trying to pound it, or do they start taking shots at Johnson now?
For Beecher, that is touchdown pass number 34 for High Lake, who's become hot as of late. That's touchdown catch number 7. All set I for the Wonders here. They're at their own 27, middle of the field. Handoff comes to Phillips. Phillips in the teeth of the defense, but thrown back by McCrae, Settegren, and also Posey. No gain there for Phillips. 2nd and 10 here for the Wonders. Only the second carry of the second half for Phillips, as they're taking down to 1 minute to go in the third quarter.
Now this has been a fast quarter.
It'll be a 2-yard pickup, we'll say, for Phillips, as he got forward progress out to the 28-yard line. Wonders go with the full huddle here. Still have plenty of time breaking out of it. Ramirez is 4 for 12 throwing the ball, 3 of those catches to Johnson. Offset I again. He's dropping back. Flag thrown, and play will be stopped. So Ramirez actually pointed Concord's way after he dropped back. Officials discuss it. And it is a dead bell and procedure. False start against the Wonders. Seen a few of those.
Yeah.
2nd and 8 becomes 2nd and 13, and it seems like we've said that quite a bit as well.
Yep.
A solid, you say, well, 2 yards on first down. Well, at least that makes it a doable 2nd and 3rd down. Now you got a longer 2nd down.
Yeah, you got to really work on this one. Of course, they're explosive too. Like I say, as long as you've got Johnson in there, he can explode.
2nd and 13. That bats him up to the own 23-yard line. Clock is running again. They do have to run a play, though. Going with the offset I to the right. Ramirez dropping back again. Looking over the middle, heaves it downfield. It's going to be intercepted by Wilkerson. Wilkerson with the wall down the left side. 40, 35 to the 30, and taken out of bounds across the way at the 22-yard line.
A flag on the sideline.
2.9 seconds to go. The interception should stand, but...
Yeah, the interception will stand, but there's going to be a dead ball. Somebody did something unsportsmanlike.
So that's 2 turnovers for the Wonders, both by Ramirez. A fumble on his center exchange, and now a long interception, and that was just an ill-advised pass into the teeth of the defense.
Yeah, well, they doubled the receiver, and they had a man over top, man underneath. That's a personal foul against the Wonders.
So they'll back it up half the distance to the goal, down to about should be about 11, 12-yard line. Concord does have time for one more play here. It's a big turnaround potentially here. So Wilkerson, and I'm going to double check here, as Concord Athletics, I give them credit on their Facebook page. They keep up. For Wilkerson, that's 6 interceptions on the year. That's a great game. And the other player with a number of interceptions is out. Thompson has 5 so far.
Right.
1st and 10, they can get a first down. And as we said, time for one more play here. Beecher under center. Beecher will give it off to Reed into the teeth of the defense and just churns in there and nothing doing. And that's how the third quarter will come to an end as Concord leads this one 14-7. You're listening to Radio Free Cabarrus and also highschoolcube.com.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. Fast, friendly, affordable. It's got all the modern conveniences, and they have free delivery. That's Cannon Pharmacy. You can go on the internet, cannonpharmacies.com. 6 great locations to serve you. 2 in Kannapolis, the new location in Concord. That's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacies. Great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. State Senator Fletcher Hartzell Jr. would like to thank the many teachers, coaches, parents, and volunteers who work so hard to provide opportunities for our young people. School activities like athletics, bands, and clubs provide students with opportunities to learn and develop, and those activities can't be accomplished without many people who put in countless hours to support them. State Senator Hartzell would like to say thank you to each of you who help your building a better community. State Senator Hartzell also would like to thank you for your continued support and input as he represents you in Raleigh, paid for by Fletcher Hartzell State Senator Committee.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
Fourth quarter action set to get underway. Concord knocking at the door here. Lost a yard on that last play. It'll be second and about 11 to start the fourth quarter. Concord's up 14-7.
Looking to see right now if Concord comes with that slant to Asbury. If you're a free safety from A.L. Brown, you better be watching it.
Heilig and Asbury looks like they're set up to the right side together as twins. Single back, and that's going to be Rocky Reed. Second and 11 at the 12. Beecher goes under center. All got movement along the line, but they jump back, and now offensive line moves for Concord.
Now see, if he got in that neutral zone, though, that would nullify that.
So let's see how this is called. Oh, okay. We'll get that offsides, it appears. So that's a big mistake by the Wonders. There was movement and just enough to draw the flag, getting across the line. In high school, that's where it's a little bit different. If you cross the line, the play's over.
Yeah, and I think that's the best rule. I hate it when those guys can jump off and jump back. And that, if you're an offense, of course, I'm an offensive lineman, and that is a
you have to sit
fit.
perfectly still. You can't hardly take a breath, seemingly. Second and 6 now at the 7-yard line. Beecher faking the handoff. He wants to go in the end zone. High pass caught in there by Asbury. What a play by Asbury.
That was just double coverage. Beecher threw the ball high. If Asbury doesn't catch it, it's out of bounds. Asbury goes up way in the air, makes a great catch. And that, I believe, if I'm counting right, is that number 40?
It's 30. It's 35 touchdown passes.
Oh, 35. Okay.
So we're getting there. 12 to Asbury.
I knew it was something you could divide 5 by. Great play, though. Just a great play.
20-7 now in favor of the Concord Spiders. They've gotten a big turnaround. Maganda trying to tack on point 21. It's a low line driver, but it sneaks on through. We're taking a break. Concord up 21-7 early in the fourth quarter on Radio Free Cabarrus and highschoolcube.com.
Wilkinson Funeral Home is proud to offer the very best in personal and professional service to you and your family in your time of need. They're nestled on a peaceful 16-acre hilltop off Branchview Drive in Concord, and a full-service funeral home that recognizes the importance of tradition and faith, and they strive to create services as unique as your loved one. They also offer a variety of options for pre-planning. You can relieve your family of the burden of making those decisions in a time of emergency. Call Wilkinson Funeral Home 704-786-3168. Read all about it in the Independent Tribune. That's your hometown newspaper. The Independent Tribune, independenttribune.com, features local news, features, and everything you want to know about Cabarrus County and Southern Rowan County. And, of course, they're published on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The unifying voice of Greater Cabarrus County is the Independent Tribune. Of course, lots of special features online at the Independent Tribune, including some video from time to time. To subscribe, call 704-789-9162.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
Alex McGall with a squib kick, fumbled by one of the up pass. Concord charges after it at the 38. There is a pile in there. The Wonders think they have it, but still battling underneath there.
Well, Concord had the best shot at it.
And it went, Wonders lucky to recover that one.
They were lucky that time because it bounced up.
It bounced several yards back towards the Concord coverage team, and somehow the Wonders come away with it. I think number 52 ends up with it. One of the linemen, that's Kenny Hulstenberg. So pretty good field position here for the Wonders, but they're down 2 touchdowns.
Now this is where they didn't want to be. Remember, this is a team that runs first, throws second, and they're going to have to open it up some now.
Still time for them, 11:48, going to a tight formation. And gives it straight up the middle to Ricky Sherrill. He'll just try to move that line forward. Gets about 3-4 yards there. There'll be a second down play coming up. Concord will, give that up all game if they want to.
Yeah, they'll let it, as long as they keep the ball in front of them and run clock. And that's the whole thing now. You've got a 2-touchdown lead. You want that clock to run as fast as it can.
Second and 6 out to their 41. Concord has scored 2 touchdowns, and let me double check my numbers here, within about a 2-minute span into the third, beginning of the fourth quarter. They're up 21-7. And around comes to Pinkston, gets a block out there, and then gets swarmed under. Dives forward to the 45. Jerry Burke was on his back for the finishing tackle. It'll be about a 3rd and 3 play for the Kannapolis team after the Pinkston run.
Now, if you're Kannapolis, what do? You go. Your run's been good for you.
Ramirez.
But if it gets stuffed or you throw an incomplete pass, you've got a really hard decision to make. You're going to have to punt it away.
And really, the 2 big pass plays, 2 of the 4 completions for Ramirez were that drive that got him the 1 touchdown at the end of the first half. 3rd and a long 3. Ramirez dropping back. Johnson wide open at midfield, makes it and goes forward to the 48-yard line, given a ton of cushion at that time, and Concord just didn't want to give up the big play.
No, and that was a great play call on the part of the Wonders because they know Concord's going to cushion Johnson. They've got to. And so that was a gimme right there. But as long as he doesn't break it and break the tackles, you're okay.
Johnson with 4 catches tonight. He's getting close to 100 yards, has the touchdown setting up catch. Down to Concord territory, 1st and 10 at their 46. Phillips and H-back in motion, and he went a step forward, I think.
Yeah, no, the tight end moved as Phillips came toward him.
Phillips was lined up as that. So it's movement backing it up into Wonder territory with 10:08 to go. Back to their own 49-yard line. That was the first completion of the second half for Ramirez. That first down catch by Johnson. Same setup here. Faking the handoff now. Phillips goes up the middle, and they stuff it up all the way. They faked the pitch, actually, and did an inside handoff, and Burke and pretty much half the Concord defense was there. We'll also give credit to Elroy and McRae. It'll be 2nd and 15.
As soon as they saw that ball didn't release, that whole side of the defense came right over to that spot, and there was absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, Phillips was the man in motion. He went to the left side and then came back across on the inside handoff, and Concord was completely wise to that. 2nd and 15. I'm a little surprised, and I'll say that why they haven't lined up Phillips as a receiver, and now they do.
They got a player coming out, evidently has blood on him. It's number 2 for Concord.
Logan Settegren.
Logan
which
Settegren,
is a big player.
Yeah, he's one of their good ones.
Austin Starnes will have to come in.
Certainly hope you have a speedy spider recovery.
I love the way Jerry Hathcott says that. I hope you have a speedy spider recovery for every injury. Another short catch to Johnson. Makes one man miss, but then gets wrapped up there. Gets the 5 yards back, but not a lot more. Jerry Burke, this is about, he's so good on the runs. Ryan gets in there as well, but he's played some good pass defense or support defense tonight.
Well, the thing is, he wraps up when he tackles, and that's the thing. Johnson breaks tackles, and if you don't wrap him up, you're going to have a problem. Now, one of the things, even though he's not as big, these guys work out against Alex Asbury all the time, who does the same thing.
Yep.
So they're kind of used to these spin moves and all that sort of thing. Big play right here.
3rd and 10. I was just about to say Jerry Burke is probably the one player on the Concord defense that can go eye to eye with Johnson.
Yeah.
Not as fast, but certainly as tall and bigger. And the gun is Ramirez. Line comes set, tight end to the short side. Problems with the handoff, fumbles it. Ramirez just going to try to recover, and he gets it back, but no gain there.
They're going to have to punt.
What a play. It's a fumble, and Ramirez did well to get the ball back and at least maintain possession and give the Wonders a chance to pin Concord deep.
And you got Asbury back to return now.
Going back is Brown. He's standing at his own 40. Asbury right about his 13. 8-0 and ticking under 8 minutes to go once his punt is given away. Hickory Ridge leading Robinson 42-10.
Yeah, I think Hickory Ridge is going to make sure they win that thing outright.
So one problem having your iPhone hooked up to the board.
Yeah.
You get the message beeps.
Well, y'all can hear those beeps and you know we're going to say something.
That's right. It's kind of like those cable channels. Good kick. Angles it. Oh, Asbury has some room. Oh, fumbles it. Tries to follow on it, but I think the Wonders get it. Wow. Asbury just did not look it in, and now a chance for the Wonders to make a play themselves at the 16, 15-yard line of Concord. Wow.
Asbury is reckless going up. Now, there's a penalty on the play.
A flag. I'm not sure when it was thrown, though, so was there a man downfield early for the Wonders? Oh, goodness, that would be a big turnaround if that's the case. As Jerry Burke is clapping towards, teasing the Wonder fans, but the call has not been made yet. There's a player down there. It was on it quickly. As soon as it didn't bounce back quite as far as that one kickoff. But still.
Well, Asbury's reckless, and that's an end-over-end kickoff, and he had trouble handling it.
Oh, it's going to be dead ball against the Wonders. So if it's dead ball, it'll maintain possession.
Yeah, but not where they had it.
so it's back up to 32-yard. Okay. 7:33 to go, so opens up the door a little bit for the Kannapolis team. Concord defensively will be called upon, and really just, I guess you think of it as the Wonders breaking a long play here from scrimmage.
Yeah, that's the thing they've got to stop. Don't let them score quick.
And off to the right side. It's Phillips. Phillips gets knocked down. Kingston, rather.
Okay, that Concord rush defense tonight has been just unbelievable. They have shut down anything they tried to run against them. They've thrown the ball some, but they have not been able to run the ball at all.
Xavier Bell making the hit, and McCray was in on the play. They credited Kingston with about a yard gain. 2nd and 9. And the more plays that are run like that, the more time goes off the clock.
Yeah.
And very tight formation. Just one wide out. That's Johnson right next to the formation. Ramirez faking, though. He wants to go deep. Lobs it out, and Johnson goes up and gets it. Fumbles the ball, incomplete. Dropped it at the last moment, making the hit was Jamarcus Wilkerson. And Gibson over there to give him a good high five. So Johnson had it in his hands and then was knocked out as he came to the ground. And Johnson just a hair shaken up coming back to the huddle.
But you can almost see that because the two receivers were yelling at the sideline. Now, receivers don't yell to the sideline on running plays. And you can almost see that which side do you want me to go to. They're taking Johnson out now.
Oh, wow. He's apparently shaken up more than we thought. 3rd and 8. That's the one big downfield receiver. Now, we've seen Phillips in that Hickory Ridge, and he'll line up as a H-back, essentially, to the left side, a tight end. Ramirez in the gun, 3rd and 8. For the Wonders, this has got to be 4-down territory. Ramirez rolling out left, sends it up to the short side and called for a first down. Out of bounds, De La Houssaye, and just saves himself. Wow, that could have been, went across the track. There's a car parked over there, and De La Houssaye just saves himself.
Well, most of them wear rubber cleats now instead of the old nylon with the aluminum tips. Those aluminum tips, if you hit asphalt or cement or anything, you went sliding like crazy.
So first down, toss and catch. Down to the Concord, about 21. Taking under 7 minutes to go. Ramirez dropping back again. Wants De La Houssaye again and throws it short and just does catch it. De La Houssaye with a nice grab.
That keeps the clock moving. Well, they're running their short pass game and it's working now. I think it actually messes the defense up without Johnson in there.
2nd and 3. Who are they going to go to? 7-yard gain to the Concord 13. Under center, Ramirez. Actually, it's Phillips, and he's going to take a direct handoff and go to the left side, trying to get that first down there. He's close. Let's see where they spot it.
Yeah, they dropped the chain, so we can't tell.
22, James Williams, and 23, Quay Grisson.
Grisson and Williams in on the play, and see where the ball is spotted. officials walking over there, and they're discussing where they're going to place the suckers, right between the 10 and the 11-yard line, near the first down sticks. Clock is stopped with 6:15 to go. So it's a yard shy at the 11-yard line.
They're actually marking it, if the chains are right. No, there he goes.
Yeah.
I was going to say the chain guy was standing about 3 yards back.
Ramirez will come under center. Sherrill right behind him. Gives it off to Sherrill. Sherrill bowls his way in there.
Should have the first down.
Yeah, just went straight up the gut, and it should be first and goal to go inside the Concord 10. Although they're impiling in there. So the chains move to set up first and goal to go.
6:08 to go now.
Right at the 10-yard line. So the Wonders have to go the full distance. Under center's Ramirez. Gives it off to Phillips, going to that side. Phillips does a nice cut move upfield and keeps his feet inside the 5. I thought they had him surrounded pretty well, but he makes a nice move down to about the Concord 3-yard line. So second and goal from the 3. No huddle here for the Wonders. Coming under center is Ramirez. Ramirez again gives it off to Phillips. Phillips stumbles, keeps his feet though, but piled under Des Scott over there. Oh, he goes forward for the goal line, but doesn't quite have it. It's going to be third and goal to go from about the 1.
Yeah, and right now, and the thing is, if you're A.L. Brown, these plays, you can't get a first down, stop the clock, and that clock is bouncing down at 5:19 and counting right now. So
third and goal to go from the 1. Going to a semi-huddle here. Now they're ready to break it down, but the play will be run with about 5 minutes to go in this game. Concord 21, the Wonders 7. Ramirez straight up to Sherrill, up the gut, and he's in. Touchdown for Ricky Sherrill, but forced to use a lot of time on that particular drive, but gives the Wonders a chance here.
Well, the problem you have if you're Concord now is that you're not a clock-eating team. You're a throwing team, and the Wonders know that. So they're going to make Concord throw the football. They're going to stop the dives and the sweeps. They're going to make Concord throw the football.
21-13. Good snap, kicks away, plenty long, and it is good. 21-14. The Wonders claw back within 7. You have it tuned in to Radio Free Cabarrus and highschoolcube.com.
It's big time revelry at the Renaissance Festival. Saturdays and Sundays, October 6th through November 18th.
You laugh so hard you'll wet yourself.
The Carolina Renaissance Festival, a medieval amusement park.
10 stages of music.
Comedy, daredevil antics.
Jousting nights.
Brand new this year, the Celtic Storm of Kutu. The Renaissance Festival.
Incredible value.
A crafts market.
Wondrous entertainment and delicious food.
Kitchens and pubs.
I love the giant turkey leg.
Huzzah!
Great escape. You will love it.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Saturdays and Sundays, October 6th through November 18th. Discount tickets at Harris Teeter stores or print yours online at rinfestinfo.com. Presented by Pepsi, the Charlotte Observer, and your mother who loves men in tights. Get a coupon for a free Child's Renaissance Festival ticket. Available at participating Autobell, Donato's Pizza, and Jersey Mike's locations while supplies last.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
5:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Concord 21, A.L. Brown 14.
And they've got their good hands team. Concord doesn't think they're going to do an onside kick, but they're going to be ready if they do.
2 men back deep, 9 men though within 10 yards of the 50-yard line.
Asbury's back deep. We haven't seen him on a kickoff return yet.
It will be kicked deep. Draws the man back right at the goal line. Just across, has room to return, and draws forward, hits shy of the 20-yard line and pushed backwards. And that's where Concord will set up shop at about the 17, 18-yard line.
Now, Concord, your job as an offensive player is to make first downs. When you score, that's fine, but you've got to make first downs. That's the whole key right now.
Kannapolis has all 3 of their timeouts. Ball is spotted at their own 18-yard line.
No turnovers. If you're Concord, the one thing you don't want is a turnover deep in your own territory. Can't have that.
Concord's had 3 turnovers tonight, but the last one really really hurt. Single back formation, Beecher under center. He'll get the handoff, has room to the left, cuts it outside, has a break. 20, 25, 30, breaks into the clear, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30. Finally brought down, stumbles forward to the 20-yard line. Rocky Reed rumbling, bumbling, and then finally stumbling for about a 62-yard run. Late flag thrown in there.
He's got a penalty now.
Oh. The ball is spotted at the Wonder 20-yard line. 62-yard run. The flag thrown well after the ball was marked down, so the play will stand. Let's see who said something. As the official says, and pointing Concord's way. Something happened at the Concord bench.
Somebody on the bench may have been on the other side of the 35-yard line. Oh, it's a sideline warning.
Sideline warning.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of times what you'll see is somebody gets on the other side. The 35 is considered bench area. Any team member, coaching staff member, you cannot cross the 35-yard line. And I thought they might have that. But that's a good warning because Concord was right up there on the sideline.
1st and 10. What a big play as Reed just bounced it outside there, Soupy. And once he turned it upfield, just a hit of steam and showed both speed and some strength at the end of the run. So that really changes field position in a big way.
Right.
Beecher, problems with the snap, but just does give it off to Reed. Reed cuts it back inside and gets about a yard in there as Kannapolis collapses there. Keenan Jones making the hit. 2nd and 9.
Got an A.L. Brown player down. I don't know how bad he's hurt. Looks like he's holding his shoulder.
Number 97, Joshua Caldwell combined to make the stop.
Joshua Caldwell was in on the play, and he is slow getting up. He was actually behind the play, which is interesting. Maybe Caldwell who was in, so.
But that run by Reed is the first time in a while he's read that outside lane. And once he busts it outside, he is hard to bring down. He's been trying to run right up into the face of their defense, and they've been shutting him down. But that time he just bounced out one more gap, and then once he hit that seam, he was gone.
Let's take a quick injury timeout. Concord 21, A.L. Brown 14. You're listening to Radio Free Cabarrus.
Kick your boring lunch to the curb with Pizza Hut's unlimited lunch buffet. Dive into limitless pizzas straight from the oven and rich Tuscany pastas. And don't forget the crisp salads and freshly baked desserts. Your favorites are always hot, delicious, and ready when you are. So send the cold cuts packing and head to the unlimited lunch buffet. Not valid for delivery. Dine-in or carry-out varies by location. Lunch times, prices, buffet selection, and participation may vary.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. Fast, friendly, affordable. It's got all the modern conveniences, and they have free delivery. That's Cannon Pharmacy. You can go on the internet, cannonpharmacies.com. 6 great locations to serve you. 2 in Kannapolis, the new location in Concord. That's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacies. Great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy.
You're listening to the High School Cube Game of the Week, powered by Radio Free Cabarrus in Concord, North Carolina.
Victor Bermudez was the injured wonder and having to be helped off the field now. He did get up, though.
Now, if you're Concord, the thing is that you don't have a super effective kicking game here. A field goal would just about wrap it up with 4:31 to go.
But they had problems with the snap on there.
They've had problems with the snap. He does tend to jerk a ball every once in a while. So I think if you're Concord and Glenn Padgett, you'll have to be pretty close to go for a field goal.
So following the injury timeout, in fact, Coach Padgett having a quick discussion with the officials here. He's got 2 officials back towards the 33-yard line and another Concord coach. Not sure what that was all about. Okay. So, did one of the teams call timeout here?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, the player's off the field, so you'd think.
Well,
and the play clock has not been started yet.
They're resetting the clock. I think he's trying to tell them reset the clock.
Oh, they're trying to get the.
I believe that's what he's trying to do. But the clock's not changing.
Well, I had it at 4:31 after the end of that play.
Yeah.
At least I only remember that because that's what I texted over to Mark here. It sits at 4:21. So everything's set, it appears like. 2nd and 9 at the Wonder 19-yard line. Beecher comes under center. Reed back as the lone running back. Receivers to either side. Now they got Asbury on an island over here. to the far side. Would they chant something that way? Now the clock is ticking and the play clock's ticking.
Okay, that's what I think Glenn wanted to do is get the clock back in.
Beecher gives up to Reed. Reed hit from behind and stumbles forward, and will be no gain there. So catching him from behind was number 30. Rather, we'll give credit to number 58, Tim Gallen, and in fact lost a yard there. 3rd and 10 now for Concord, as the clock will tick down to under 3.5 minutes to go. Key play here.
Yeah, what do? Do you take a chance and throw? If you throw, you stop the clock.
With an incomplete.
Beecher's going under center. Normally that's a run.
But two receivers to the right. Yep, they give it off to Reed. Reed gets hit right as he gets to the 19-yard line and actually gets thrown down pretty well.
Gonna have a timeout Wonders here.
Orlando Gray was there to make the hit, and Reed picks up a yard, but they'll make it 4th and 9, and the clock has been stopped with 3:11 to go. So ball's just inside the 20. The Wonders called their first timeout. We'll keep it right here right now, and after that big run by Reed, and it was a 62-yard run. It changed the field position, but unfortunately didn't get Concord close enough to, the field goal is pretty iffy from here.
Yeah, that's going to be at least a 30, probably about a
37-yarder.
37-yarder, yeah. But now the thing is, if you're Concord, you can go ahead and throw the ball because the clock's going to stop on turnover anyway.
Give Asbury a chance to go get it.
Yeah. And really, it just gets first down. You're not even looking at it.
21-14, okay, Concord up.
Beecher's coming out. Pruitt's out. It looks like they're going to try it.
All right, so it's almost the left hash, and so we're going to give Maganda a chance. He's spotting it at the 27, so it's going to be a 37-yard field goal from the left hash. A good field goal here gives Concord back to their 2-possession lead, and the fans come to their feet. Want to give their guy a chance to give them that 10-point lead. Just inside the left hash. A low snap and gets away, but it's blocked at the line of scrimmage, if that, and doesn't even make it to the...
No, they've had bad snaps on that. Well, we're still a 1-possession lead now, and if you're A.L. Brown, you got to feel like that you've been given a gift here, so...
With a missed field goal, that's the one good thing. It does start at the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a low snap all the way and just never had a shot. In fact, both field goal chances. 3:05 to go. See how the Wonders play this one.
The Wonders have taken one timeout now, so they got two left.
Yep.
Of course, with 3:05 to go, the clock's really
not quite yet, but getting close. Ramirez in the gun. Low snap. He rolls out to his left. Whips it out to the left side. Called out there and hit immediately out of bounds. It's going to be a 9-yard pickup to Delahousse. Another one of those short catches for him. So stops the clock with exactly 3 minutes to go. A 2nd and 1 play coming up. Oh, they do give him first down. Excuse me. So 10-yard pickup. 1st and 10 at the 30, right at 10 yards.
And the thing you know is this is 4-down territory here. I mean, there's no tomorrow if they don't put points on the board now. So they're going to be going for it.
Ramirez under center going, hands it all to the left side. There's Phillips. Phillips looking for blocking, and not much doing out there as he gets taken down about the 32-yard line. So
and he didn't get out of bounds, so that keeps the clock moving. 2:46 now.
And going no huddle, and the gun is Ramirez. Problems the snap, but does give it off to Pinston. Pinston upfield, crosses the 40, has the first down. Brought down by Gibson at the 45-yard line. Quickly run play, and Pinston with his biggest game. He has 13 yards to their own 45-yard line. Clock is stopped with 2:33 as the chains are moved. Robert Pinston gets the first down. Ramirez remains in the gun. Clock is moving now, 2:30. Rolling out left is Ramirez. Looking that way and high pass and called. Somehow gets it in there. And Delahousse again with another nice short catch.
Yeah, he threw the ball really well. Threw behind his shoulder so he could be the only one that catches the ball.
So it makes it 2nd and 2. It was out of bounds, stops the clock with 2:23. They'll go no huddle anyway. Sherrill, quick burst up the middle, has the first down inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line.
Got to stop the clock while they set the change. 2:18 right now on the clock.
1st and 10 at the Concord 39. The Wonders down by a touchdown. Looking for the time. Would they go for 2 here?
I don't think so.
And off to Phillips. Phillips turns it upfield. Has some running room. Has a 9-yard gain to the 30-yard line, but the clock will keep on moving now.
Concord looks like they're thinking pass on every play because that running game, they're very, very defensive as far as going to the quarterback. The secondary is coming up slow because they don't want to get a pass over them.
2nd and 2 at the 30. Again, the handoff to Phillips, and Phillips breaks a tackle, has the first down, and I think he got out of bounds across through the 27.
No, they're keeping the clock moving, but they'll move the chain, so.
Grissom knocks him down. And it is the first down. Clock stops with 1:46 to go. Down to the Concord 27-yard line. Handoff straight up the middle to Sherrill. Nothing doing there. That's a big play for the Concord defense as Logan Settergren and Jerry Burke get in there. Sherrill with no gain. 2nd and 10, and the Wonders forced to call their second timeout.
Yep.
So we'll keep it right here. Give big thanks to Wade downstairs for running our camera. You'll see all that good footage after the game. Minute 33 to go. 2nd and 9 at the Concord 27-yard line. They were trying to catch Concord napping, it appeared, and they were wise to that.
Right. And the thing about Concord is they have got to honor those wideouts, and they're honoring them with 2. They're doubling both sides, so that means they've got 7 men playing the run, and this is a very good run offense. But pretty soon, I think A.L. Brown may put one up in the air, and the defensive backs are just, you got to be ready for that because I don't think there's going to be a lot of pressure back there.
So Hickory Ridge looks like they'll go unbeaten in the conference on what's turned out to be a magical season, a 10-1 season for the Golden Bulls, or for the Region Bulls. The winner of this game gets the number 2 seed. The loser, if Kannapolis loses, they get the number 3 seed. If Concord loses, they could fall into a 3-way tie for 3rd place. 2nd and 9, coming out of the timeout. Ramirez in a short gun. Sherrill at his side. Both stands making a bunch of noise. All low snap again. Ramirez, though, rolling out, sends over middle, and no catch. Nope, he dropped it.
Now that stopped the clock. It almost been better if he caught it.
Yeah. Well, Peanston drops that one.
It's 3rd and 9 now.
3rd and 9 at the Concord 27 with a minute 28 to go. Still a bunch of time here.
The thing about these running backs from A.L. Brown, they are dangerous. You cannot let them get through the line of scrimmage and into the secondary. So they may give them yardage, but they can't let them get deep in that secondary.
Ramirez again in that short gun. More noise coming. It's a good one right now. Ramirez dropping back under heavy rush, lobs it out there, and it's going to be caught by Sherrill. Sherrill right at the first down stitch. How did he get to that ball? It's going to be right at the stitch, and let's see how it's spotted. They got to about the 18.
First down.
It is a first down. Wow. What a play by Ricky Sherrill, the big fullback.
He made a great catch, and the pass was going perfectly.
Down to the Concord, we'll say 16-yard line. 1st and 10. He got out of bounds, too. Stopped the clock with a minute 20 to go. Ramirez wants to go deep, and somehow he spins out. He's going to be a face mask. And so a free play is going to be intercepted, but it'll be brought back.
Yep.
As intercepted is Concord, but it's going to be a face mask. Big bad play because there was Elmore and McCray.
That's going to be a bad face mask, too.
Yeah, the 15-yarder, because he saw it twisted around, yeah. Just right out in the open field.
Yep.
Tough break because it's going to be a big loss.
Even if they hadn't gotten the face mask, he just threw it into a pile just then. And that's exactly what Concord wanted, but it's going to be first down, and won't be first down and goal because it'll be half distance to the goal.
So the flag should be back from the original line of scrimmage. So from the 16 down to the 8-yard line of 7, actually. So it is first and goal with that personal foul. with a minute 8 to go. The Wonders have 4 plays to tie it up. Nope, they're not moving the stick. Well, again, we had this confusion earlier. I always thought those 15-yarders were automatic first downs. So again, they're discussing it. Again,
yeah, I mean, it should be an automatic first down.
Should be first and goal to go from the Concord 7. Officials now go talk to the chain gang and say, come on up, guys. Move those chains. Oh, 1st and 1, excuse me. Well, guess not. Officials stop play. As the clock is stopped again. Time went off the clock. The way it's marked now, it's 1st and 1. And officials again talk to the chain gang. Now they're set. Ramirez under center. Gives it off to Phillips. Phillips brought down from behind and lost a yard out there. That'll run more time off the clock. 2nd and 2. And last timeout called by Kannapolis. Oh, did he get enough? Oh, he did get enough yards, apparently.
The timeout was called for the measurement, not by them.
So that was a good spot.
52.8 to go.
52.8. Here comes the chains. Stretches them out. And it looks like he's first down. All right, 1st and goal to go. Thought he had lost yards, but he got enough gain just across the way.
It was 1st and goal now.
4 plays. And really plenty of time to do what you want to do.
58 seconds.
52.8 seconds. And still the 1 timeout remaining. Oh, problems with the snap, and Ramirez has to fall on it. And the Concord comes away with it.
Concord
recover the fumble.
Oh, man.
What a way to end this one if that's how it ends. But Ramirez fumbles the snap. 2nd time that's happened this game. And
the easiest play in football is the exchange between the short exchange between the center and the quarterback. And when you fumble one, being a center myself, I mean, it is the lowest feeling in the world. And when you fumble one like that, it's a killer for you.
Now the Wonders can use 1 timeout, and
then that'll be it.
I think Concord will have to take a knee 3 times. So here comes the offensive line. They're going to make a substitution up there. Concord students below us are ready to charge on and take the bell for the first time since the 09 game. So what are we being given here? We get to
vote for the most valuable player.
Well, I tell you, I want to give it to somebody on the Concord defense.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, so I'm writing it down. You'll find out afterwards, so I don't get in trouble. I'll show it to Soupy Don't Tell.
Okay.
And I'll let you write it down. So, looks like Concord called a timeout just to get themselves set. 21-14, they lead following the. And again, that's been twice. There was once earlier in the game that he had a fumble exchange, and that's. I'm counting here, but that's 3 turnovers by the Wonders tonight. So now Concord's ready to go 1st and 10 from their own 7-yard line. Should be the 7. Beecher ready to come under center and ready to take a knee here. And he's just going to charge ahead, just try to wedge out a little bit of room.
Yeah, and the thing you do, you keep the clock moving.
So Wonders should call timeout here. Yeah, there we go. So Beecher wedged out a little bit. The other thing that kind of happens is from where they're at, it was difficult to take 3 straight kneel downs without backing up too much.
And all they do now, once they're done, then you've got 325s, actually 2 225-second plays, and it's 50 seconds. It's over.
Yeah. 36.7 seconds, so just 2 kneel downs away, two more center exchange snaps.
Of course, we saw that can be dangerous.
Yeah. Well, Concord lost them, twice a week ago. So Concord offense comes out. Coach Patchett had a quick word with Parker Swearingen. So they come under center and going with a tight formation here. Beecher just wants to take a kneel down, and he does so. Loses a yard. See when they start this play clock. They haven't started yet.
No, they won't start the play clock till they get a chance.
They're going to just make it one play, and that's it. That is it. Concord does not need to run another play. The bell is coming back down the highway, folks. And out come the Concord fans, the students. They're ready to take this bell back. They're charging across the field, and the Wonders are handing it over, folks. The bell belongs in Spidertown, and it's a big win for the Spiders because they take the number 2 seed, and they hang on for a 21-14 victory. Wow, Soupy, came down.
This is the way. When you do the bell game, this is what you want. I mean, irregardless of who wins, you want a great game, and you had a great game tonight. I mean, you feel the guys that, if this game had gone the other way, you'd have to feel for Asbury. Now you got to feel for the center quarterback exchange. But just a great football game.
Concord 21, Kannapolis A.L. Brown 14. The fans across the way are cheering away. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to get the bell, and we're going to take a break. I'm going to yell down to Wade. It's the only time I'm going to tell them something, but show those fans. There we go. Yeah. Show the fans, and the bell being brought back across to the Concord side. The colors will be reversed, Soupy. It will be black and gold on top and green on the bottom. And
on the bottom.
That's the tradition. We're in the Sundrop postgame show, coming back with second half scores and highlights as you're listening to Radio Free Cabarrus and HighSchoolCube.com.
Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy. Fast, friendly, affordable. It's got all the modern conveniences, and they have free delivery. That's Cannon Pharmacy. You can go on the internet, cannonpharmacies.com. 6 great locations to serve you. 2 in Kannapolis, the new location in Concord. That's at Cabarrus Avenue at Concord Parkway. Also location in Charlotte and Mooresville. That's Cannon Pharmacies. Great hometown service. Your hometown drugstore is Cannon Pharmacy.
Kick your boring lunch to the curb with Pizza Hut's unlimited lunch buffet. Dive into limitless pizzas straight from the oven and rich Tuscany pastas. And don't forget the crisp salads and freshly baked desserts. Your favorites are always hot, delicious, and ready when you are. So send the cold cuts packing and head to the unlimited lunch buffet. Not valid for delivery. Dine-in or carry-out varies by location. Lunch times, prices, buffet selection, and participation may vary.
In the early 1950s, something really exciting happened right here in Concord, and it's been here ever since. It's the smooth, refreshing taste of Sundrop. Now, some of the faces have changed over the years, of course, but one thing that has not changed is the smooth citrus taste of an ice-cold Sundrop. You know something else that hasn't changed? It's Sundrop's involvement in Concord and the surrounding communities. Sundrop, hometown folks providing you with the taste you've come to enjoy for years and years and years. So next time you're grocery shopping, pick up Sundrop in your favorite flavor. After all, the folks at Sundrop, from delivery drivers, warehouse staff, and the management team, work hard every day to bring you the refreshing, smooth taste of Sundrop. Sundrop, the official soft drink of Radio Free Cabarrus. Nothing like a Sundrop. No one does high school sports coverage like Mark Clemens and John Von Cannon, and it's right here on your hometown station. RadioFreeCabarrus.com.
It's the Sundrop postgame show. John Von Cannon along with Soupy Campbell. The bell returns to the Concord Spiders. Concord 21, Kannapolis A.L. Brown 14, and Soupy had an observation during the break.
This is a historic moment in the history of the bell because it's the first time that Bob Boswell and E.Z. Smith have both been happy at who won the bell. If you don't know, Bob Boswell's grandson is Swearingen, the great tight end, and he has another grandson that plays. So in the history of the bell, never have those two coaches both been happy till tonight.
All right, the final score from between Hickory Ridge and Robinson. Hickory Ridge wins that one 42-31, and Mark passes along. That's going to be Bobby Cloninger's final game as the coach over there. So that's going to be his final game. So he's had a great run.
Bobby's a great friend of mine. I coached against him. You never went into a game without being ready if you're going to play Bobby Cloninger. So it's a good time to get out. He's been around it a long time, and I'm sure he'll find something interesting to do.
All right, celebration continues as the bell's being brought over, or has been brought over, and the fans, and just a tangible something you can touch as a victory thing for Concord. They take it in 2012. Tied at 7 apiece, Soupy, at the half, right. And we really thought the Wonders had some great momentum, and they did after getting a touchdown. Concord dominated the numbers in that first half, but gave up a late touchdown in the first half. But they started exchanging a few 3-and-outs, and Concord finally was able to get a little momentum when it came down a shoestring catch thrown from B.J. Beecher to Joshua Heilig about 30 yards upfield. Right. Heilig was already behind the defense in full motion and rumbles the rest of the way for a 59-yard touchdown.
Yeah, now that was a great play. That might be the highlight play of the Concord year right there. I mean, the catch he made, I really thought the ball was intercepted. I thought Beecher had really not thrown it that well, and all of a sudden he's running down the field with no one in front of him.
Yeah. So Mark and I texting back and forth. Just to make sure he knows Concord wins over here. So that made it 14-7, and then Concord gets an interception, and they were able to throw it from Beecher to Alex Asbury. Great catch over here. Right. In between, he goes up and outleads two Wonder defenders for a 12-yard touchdown pass. At the time, makes it a 21-7 lead for Concord.
Yeah, and that was a great play. I mean, the thing about Alex Asbury, he makes the kind of plays that you see on Saturday and Sunday. He goes up for the ball. He watches the ball in. He gets his feet down. He does things that normally a receiver in high school just doesn't do. And when you got a quarterback like Beecher, it's really a hard-to-beat combination.
All right, so Concord actually turns away Kannapolis, but the ensuing punt, Asbury has been such a force, even on special teams, but gives one away as he fumbles it away. That gives Kannapolis a short field and uses about a 32-yard drive, and Ricky Sherrill rumbles in from a yard out. Extra point is good, makes it 21-14. Concord gets a big run from Rocky Reed, but gets turned away on downs at the Kannapolis 20. The Wonders drive and get a lot of good runs going, but then at the Concord 6-yard line, the center quarterback exchange is fumbled. Concord recovers. Each team ends up with 3 turnovers, but the final turnover for each team proves costly, particularly for the Wonders.
Well, you can't say enough about this defense. They did an awesome job. The only time they really broke down big time was right there at the end of the half, but they played a great game in shutting down what is really a very, very good offense.
Would you believe that Beecher only threw the ball 4 times in the second half, and all 4 were completed?
Yeah, so. And you put that on top at Reed. Even though he didn't score a touchdown tonight, he controlled this ball game by getting first downs when he absolutely had to, making big runs. But this is a team effort. They asked us, we voted for a most valuable player, but this is a most valuable team. That's the only way I can say it.
Yeah, the defense, even when Xavier Thompson went out and struggled a little bit on that one drive, a couple players, and the guy that comes in, essentially Wilkerson, Jamarcus Wilkerson, who had the interception, shifts over and becomes the number 1 cover man there. Right. Against Keon Johnson, and then number 23 Quay Grissom comes in and takes on a lot more responsibility as a defensive back. So Ryan Gibson also, and Xavier Bell, all those guys in the back, and then guys like Logan Settergren. Of course, we mentioned Jerry Burke a lot. Does a fantastic job, and then Elmore Cray and Des Scott up front.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this was just a great football game. It's one of those, that old cliche, you hate to see either team lose, because they both played as hard as they could, and Concord and there were breaks all through the game, and Concord got the final one, and that was the big one that seal the game for them.
All right, so Concord 21, Kannapolis 14. Concord most likely will host a game, and we'll see about the Wonders. It just, a lot of it depends because now they have to line up. Not only do they have to figure out the teams that are coming in from each conference, but then they have to break it down by those attendance numbers to see which is the upper half and the lower half. And we know, of course, Kannapolis going to 4A next year. They will be in the 3AA. Usually Concord's in the 3AA. So that's how it works out for them.
And then Hickory Ridge, I think they'll probably be a little 3A, won't they?
We'll have to see about them.
That's interesting because I hadn't really thought about which way they'll play.
Where they land,
but because they are still one of the funnest teams to watch around, and these two teams here played a great game tonight, but they both got their comeuppance when they walked into the Raging Bulls Stadium.
So the Concord team, we'll see if this gives them momentum going into the playoffs. They're posing for their pitcher now and getting hugs. And for Beecher now, that makes them, and for Glenn Padgett, that makes them 2-2 in bell games.
Yeah, and that's not a bad record if you're a Concord quarterback, especially the one you always want to win those your senior year. That's the game that you always remember. And he won't forget this game for a long time. None of these players will. I know every time I talk to E.Z. Smith, it seems like he goes back when he played in the bell game, And that was back, in the 1920s or 30s, somewhere back there,
I don't think they had TV or radio back then, so in any case. But, Soupy, we're looking forward to the first round of the playoffs. We'll let you know on Radio Free Cabarrus where we're going to be. We would guess we're following Concord. Concord only, even with the losses there, they only end up with 2 losses, which is less than they had a year ago. So you think that'd be a pretty good position for them after all is said and done, and a chance to do some things in the playoffs.
Yeah, and like I say, I look for both these teams to go at least 2 rounds. I'm going to be surprised if, the bad thing is you may be depending on how they're seeded, you may be a higher seed and get one of these teams. And I'm going to tell you, you've got your hands full with either one of these two. They are athletic, and they do things right in their programs. So I look forward to seeing a lot of SPC teams just go through the playoffs.
All right. Checking the numbers. Beecher throws 3 touchdown passes tonight. He has 35 on the year now. 2 to Asbury. That's 12 on the year for him. And 1 to Joshua Heilig. 7 TD catches on the year for him. So the numbers continuing to pile up. And Rocky Reed with another 100-yard rushing game. So good game for him. So Soupy, always a lot of fun, and gets even funner. The weather's going to get colder next week, and that means it'll feel like November in playoff football.
Yep, and it's been a beautiful night tonight, though, and I'm not going to sweat it one bit. I love this night.
All right, been good weather so far. Thanks to all the fine folks here at Concord High School. Jerry Hathcock and George Walter, the athletic director, always do a nice job of taking care of us here and getting us situated for our Friday night broadcast. We're with you next Friday again. Concord 21, Kannapolis A.L. Brown 14. This is John Von Cannon telling you good night from Robert C. Bailey Stadium.